Hello and welcome to Vienna, the capital city of Austria. We're in the beautiful Tower booked. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. The last Flugtag in Vienna was in 2012 and now we're back in 2021. I'm Kaz Demores and beside me is Nick Bright. Nick, are you excited?
I am extremely excited. As you can see here as well, the fans are really getting into this. They flooded down in droves to watch Red Bull Flugtag after the last 18 months that we've had. It's no surprise that it's absolutely packed here.
Oh, it's going to be such an incredible day. This is the epitome of fun. You've got these unique flight constructions, unbelievable manoeuvres, and in most cases, spectacular aerial acrobatics. We've got 40 teams today. They will take on the competition of the craziest ideas and the wackiest team presentations in Vienna today. And their team captains, who will be pilots, they'll explore Vienna's amateur flying space at very low level. And in addition to wit and creativity, the voting of a prominent jury will decide who will be crowned king or queen of the Vienna skies today.
I mean, look at the weather's there as well, isn't it? I mean, it's fantastic. The runway's looking amazing. There's where the judges will deliberate over the scores. We should say that they are judged on creativity, performance, and distance. You get a maximum of 5 points from creativity. From the 5 judges, a maximum of 10 points for performance per judge. So it's a maximum of 50 points there, and a maximum of 50 for creativity, and distance 1 point per meter. So you want to try and get as far as possible to try and top up your score there and add it on to your performance and creativity.
It's quite fun actually, because you look at it and you expect it to be the person who flies the furthest to be the winner, but your performance is very important.
So what we're seeing here is some of the history of Red Bull Flugtag over the years. And I think it's fair to say some do better than others.
Some of them did, but look at that!
Impressive.
I mean, he should have got a 10 for that dive.
10's all round there.
Oh wow! But that flew, that had some real height.
I really enjoy the creativity that goes into not only building the crafts, but also the dances. Look, I mean, a cow just gave birth. That's what we just saw there.
Brasilien, Neuseeland, die USA, Südafrika und jetzt eben wieder das Heimatland Wien, um euch diesen Traum vom Fliegen möglichst hautnah und unmittelbar übermitteln zu können, haben wir uns 2 Positionen ausgesucht. Die erste, da wo der Traum beginnt, knapp bei der Startrampe, und der andere, da wo er für die meisten heute endet. So
I am very excited. I mean, we've got our host here. He's here with his guest. And I mean, the thing that I've got to say, I've actually been at a Flugtag event in Hong Kong. It was epic, Nick. This is your first time, so I'm quite excited to see how you're going to take some of these creations.
I've got a question for you, actually, as somebody that's been lucky enough to be in the position that we see here. Did you have a go?
Oh, I don't think health and safety would allow it. I don't think...
Is that your excuse?
I don't think there was a risk assessment that would have allowed me to do that. But I'll be honest, the platform is higher than it looks.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, yeah, I'm not so crazy about heights, not sure this is for me. So I was firmly on the ground, just interviewing the brave souls.
We can see the platform there, and I think you're right. You know, a lot of the time with heights, you look at things and they don't quite quite look as high as when you're at the top. You know, I think it would actually be quite scary. And I watched previous Flugtag events, and one of the things that I really enjoy is the pilot is the one that gets to go into the water, but then often the rest of the team just jump in for fun.
I know, and I always think, why have you done that? I would stay firmly where I am. Another, I mean, not going off topic, but very slightly, the Red Bull cliff diving is exactly the same thing. It looks high, but it's terrifyingly high when you see it up close. And this platform is similar, not quite a cliff
Der
dive.
erste Red Bull Flugtag fand 1992 in Wien statt und begeistert seither Millionen von
Get some
Menschen.
distance there.
Mitmachen ist ganz einfach. Stell ein Team zusammen, du brauchst einen Piloten und 3 Crewmitglieder. Ihr müsst mindestens 16 Jahre alt sein, der oder die Pilotin müssen...
So what we're seeing here is
Propeller sind erlaubt,
they're
aber nur
discussing the Flugtag song, actually.
Ah, I didn't even realise there was a Flugtag song.
Familiar with the song, as a giant toilet roll goes over the edge there.
Honestly, the creativity. Where have you ever seen a flying punt? Right here, on Red Bull. That's where.
The giant toilet roll definitely would have come in handy about 18 months ago when there was a real scramble.
Absolutely.
The toilet roll across much of the world. Look at that!
Oh, that is just phenomenal, isn't
Yeah,
it?
incredible
I
distance.
tell you the bit that I like the most. I mean, obviously we'd like to see if it'll fly, but I do really enjoy watching the dances. I really enjoy watching the choreography, and I wish we could be a fly on the wall for some of those rehearsals. 5, 6, 7, 8, and twist,
Was
turn,
brauchst du?
up,
Natürlich einen
down.
kreativen
Was
Kopf
that a
und
little pun,
bestmöglich
Kaz?
4,
A
weil
fly
4
on the wall?
Mitglieder sind erlaubt. Du brauchst natürlich eine unglaubliche
Flug on
Performance
the
auf der
wall.
Startrampe und dann die Weite. Goldi, du warst selber heute in der Früh bei dieser Kreativbewertung
I mean, if
dabei.
we
Das
were
heißt,
to
jedes
be
Team startet
a
eigentlich
team,
mit einem hoffentlich
Here we go.
maximalen
What
Punktesatz von
would we
50
call ourselves?
in die
And
Performance.
what
Was
would
ist
we
dir
come
dabei
up with?
aufgefallen? 40 Teams, du hast sie bewertet.
How about
Ja, Wahnsinn, was sie da eigentlich wie viel
Brazilian
Stunden Arbeit, die da einstecken, um so ein
pies.
Gerät zu bauen.
Oh, very
mit
good.
wirklich einer Begeisterung, die
because
das
of
dann
your
präsentiert.
Brazilian
Also das
heritage
ist
and the fact that
echt
I'm from
interessant.
the United
Merkt
Kingdom
man,
and we love
ein paar
pies
Knöpfe
here,
nur,
so
was wirklich was
Brazilian
sehr
pies.
was
Brazilian
Schönes, wo man weiß,
pies,
das
very
wird weit
good. And we could do a
und
bit
das
of a
ist wirklich
samba
schade,
dance
dass
as
das
our
zerstört wird.
creativity.
If you feel like you can teach me how to samba, you should be earning more money than you currently earn, that's for sure. I'm very rusty, I think it's fair to say.
I would thoroughly enjoy teaching you. I think I'd laugh quite a lot, but it would be fun. And this is what this is all about.
Yeah.
It really is just the pinnacle of fun. And what's great is you'll see family members, you'll see friends,
Yeah.
work colleagues. They all come together and they just get to work on a project. And this is the final stage. You know, that it's all been leading up to this. And it's so great. It's such a brilliant day out. And then when you come to watch, whether you know someone or not, you know, you see all the effort that they put into it. And it's wonderful. Everyone's smiling, everyone's up for a giggle.
It's not easy. So what we've just been seeing there, the judges, the host, explaining the judging criteria again, which if you missed, creativity, performance and distance, 5 judges, you can get a maximum of 50 points for creativity, maximum of 50 for performance, and then 1 point per metre on distance. Also, Kaz, it's worth mentioning that the machines have to be built sustainably, so from recyclable materials, so that's probably what we're seeing here. My German isn't the greatest, but I'm pretty sure that's being mentioned at the moment.
My German is non-existent. But I think that's brilliant, actually, that they're bringing sustainability into broadcast, because it's somewhere that we can see needs sustainability. And actually, if you just switch that side of your brain on, suddenly you go, oh, actually, we can do it this way.
Yeah.
We can do it that way. We can use this instead of that. We can recycle that.
Well, if you think back to, you know, I know this is slightly off topic, but, you know, the guys seem to be having a fantastic chat there, so we'll do it here. If you think back to when you were growing up, in terms of what you recycle now, what you used to recycle back then, you hardly used to recycle anything. Well, I didn't as a child, but now 90% of the waste that comes out of my home is recycled. So, you know,
But it's even thinking about the smallest thing, but renewable energy in your house, and suddenly thinking about solar panels, and then suddenly you start thinking about your materials, and instead of going and just buying wood, you might go to your local carpenter and see if there's any offcuts, or, you know, you can look at pallets from delivery stage. And then not only does that work out cheaper for you, but you're also recycling and you're reusing.
Aber gegen unseren Flieger wird es keine Chance haben. Am Red Bull Flugtag wirst du sehen.
I mean, that certainly looks like it can fly.
Yeah. I was about to say, it's a shame they can't use that.
That looks like it can fly, for sure.
Don't think it's made out of sustainable materials, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, possibly not. I tell you what's very exciting for Vienna. The last time the Flugtag was in Vienna was 2012, so 9 years, and now it's back. And the idea behind the Red Bull Flugtag is pretty simple and has been inspiring millions of people around the globe since 1992, which was when the first Red Bull Flugtag happened. And it's simple. The flight crew puts all of their creativity into developing a self-built aircraft and sets off with it from a 6-metre high ramp. And I guess they'll fly.
Well, they hope to.
Some of them will fall and sink.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
The aim is to fly, but not everybody does. I feel like we're getting closer to seeing some action shortly, which I, for one, am very much looking forward to. It's 23 degrees in Vienna at the moment.
8 kilometres of wind. I mean, if it's going in the right direction, that wind can really push you.
We just saw somebody fall into the water there. Maybe it was a test run.
I think it was a test run.
So the water is 18 degrees as well. Not a bad temperature there then. Could be worse. Not exactly an ice bath.
Yeah, not exactly the Mediterranean or Caribbean Sea, is it? I am not a lover of cold water. Probably why I wouldn't have been someone who jumped in.
So if on our team, you wouldn't be the pilot then? You wouldn't be the...
I'd be all about the dancing, choreography, creativity, give it my all on dry land.
Right. I would want to go in.
Great,
I really
we're
would.
the perfect team.
I really would. So we're seeing Team Avatar now. Crew leader Lenny introduced them to Red Bull Flugtag, a re-live, and they were instantly hooked.
Oh, I am loving their costumes. This kind of reminds me of like your school play at the end of the year, and your teacher gives you a costume to put on, or she gives you a theme, and your mum has to make a costume. And this is what my mum would have made.
I would have went to town with that, I think.
I can't wait to see this. I tell you what, the wings are looking good.
Yeah. So these are 4 students from Graz. Let's hope they get some distance here. Here we go, heading towards the edge. And it didn't really work out for them, did it?
Oh, no. I don't know why I was quite optimistic. I thought that would fly much further.
It looked like it...
light.
It looked like it had all the makings of something great. But 5s and 6s aren't exactly fantastic from the judges here.
It's not Team Avatar.
There we go, 26.
They look like they had fun, though.
Which is the most important thing, Kaz.
Yes.
And the crowd loved it as well, which is great.
It's giving me festival vibes, this.
I think the weather's helping as well, most definitely. Look at that, here we see a replay.
Light, but...
Head first.
Oh.
Not a bad dive, that, though.
Not a bad dive. I'd have given him more for the dive.
Great entry into the water as well. Didn't make too much of a splash.
Exactly.
If this was diving.
Which, throwing back to cliff diving, we know is very important.
Looks like a very impressive craft on the runway at the moment. This one's a bit bigger, that's for sure. Flugmeister. Unique Corn is the name of their craft. See what they've did there? Unicorn, unique corn, just in case.
Brilliant.
Look at the size of this one. I think it might be too heavy, Kaz.
Look at their trousers. Can I just say, brilliant attention to detail there.
Are you expecting to see these in your local high street anytime soon?
Yeah. Oh.
It's a great record.
I mean,
I said,
look,
hey.
they're getting the crowd going, aren't they?
Let's go.
Oh, brilliant little tower there.
This is where you would come in handy in the team because you are quite pint-sized. So.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, I'm loving this team.
They've got fans as well, as you can see in the.
They've got memorabilia.
Yeah, in the corn merch. Here we go. Let's see how they do.
Come on,
it's going to be too heavy. Definitely
You
too
can do
heavy.
this.
Look at
Oh, not that bad.
better than the last ones.
Better than the last one.
That's for sure.
It kind of like
And
sailed.
they're ecstatic with it, as you can see here.
Oh. And he's managed to stay dry. Yes, Mr. Corn.
Not for long.
Oh.
I think he's actually gone through the corn. Maybe.
Do you know what? I really love that. Look, their trousers were like the carton that holds the popcorn.
They have got. It seems these are real fan favourites. As we see the replay there, the jubilant scenes from the rest of the team. As Unicorn did stay completely dry as well. You were totally right there, Kaz. So maybe you could be a pilot after all then.
Maybe I could be a co-pilot, because I'd still be scared going down on my own.
I would love to have a go at this. There we go. Landed flat on the belly of Unicorn. It's almost like the perfect waterplane landing in a way. Rear wheels down first.
Kind of reminds me of those tourist boats that go on land and then on sea.
We're just going to hear from the pilot now.
Wie geht's dir?
So geil.
Oh, I feel
Wir haben die
awesome.
besten
Honestly,
Fans, das war
awesome.
Wahnsinn.
We've got the best fans.
Gewaltig.
This is incredible.
Die
It was
fette
super
Crowd.
awesome.
Euch
Yeah,
geht's gut.
big
Freut
crowd
mich.
over
Viel
there. You
Spaß
guys feel
noch.
good. Have a good day. Bye.
Very happy with that, it would seem. And the judges are deliberating. We're about to get the scores. Here we go. 9s, 10s. There's a 7 in there as well. A bit harsh.
Wow, there's a 10 in there.
The 7 was very harsh. 44.
Oh, brilliant. I'd be really happy with that. Oh,
Is it a 10 or is it a 7?
did
Who
he
knows?
change? I don't know.
Seems like he may have changed
Oh.
his mind.
It now says 94.
Well, they're definitely leading at the moment.
To be honest, brilliant machine. That machine looks brilliant.
I like
Their
the
whole
attention.
theme.
Yeah, the attention to detail, superb. And again, that's one of the attractions for Red Bull Flugtag for me. Not only is it fun, as you can see here, the attention to detail. I wonder if they're actually playing. I highly doubt it.
I mean, look at the effort with these guys. Oh, they're smashing smashing the instruments.
What do you
Proper
expect?
rock stars.
It's rock and roll.
Yeah, rock and roll.
Und der Lucky Luke, representing the capital of Austria, Vienna, jetzt!
They've matched their outfits to their machine as well. As their pilot climbs into position. What do you reckon, Kaz? It's horse-shaped,
So it could be lucky.
potentially.
Oh, it looks cute.
I don't know about. There's not a lot of speed. There wasn't enough speed for me. He seems happy though.
Unglaublich! Fast
They are happy.
Let's have a look at the replay. The pilot is too busy giving it to the crowd. Wasn't even paying attention.
He's a performer. He's an artist.
Here are the scores. Not too bad,
Not
actually.
too bad. I think they're quite generous.
For KJ Solo Unterwegs.
In there.
Yeah, I think a 9 is very high considering the last guys were given a 7 by one of the judges. But to be fair, it's not only about
That said 80.
which is great. It's not only about the distance, as we've already discovered. It's about
Yes, well, that's it. It's not just the distance, it's creativity.
exactly.
And it's performance.
Exactly. So the performance, I'm sure that must have included their guitar smashing antics.
That's possibly where the 9 came in. Somebody loved the rock and roll attitude.
But we do have the creme de la creme of Austrian sport, music and entertainment in the jury today. So
That is absolutely true.
this one has got wings, which is
That's a
fitting.
good sign.
Yeah. Die Flugmutter, which is the Flying Mothers, I believe.
Oh, look at you.
Done a little bit of research.
German.
You'll be surprised to hear.
Oh, you should have just said that you're just brilliant at translating.
No, because then somebody will try to talk to me in German and I will not be able to respond.
Oh, they've stayed on theme, look. Oh, I've got it. He's going to drink the Red Bull drink. It's going to give him wings.
There you go.
Very
Well, he
clever.
doesn't drink it, he puts it into the chopper,
Machine,
actually.
Of course.
There we go.
Look, and now the wings have started going. I like that. Creativity. High from me. Look at me. I'm not even commentating anymore. I think I'm a judge.
I don't know about you, Kaz, but I can't imagine those wings are going to give them much lift.
I don't know my role anymore.
I would love to be proven wrong. Let's see how much speed.
He's concentrated.
Yeah.
Probably a little bit nervous. He's a little bit higher than he probably thought he'd be.
They've pushed it back for a longer run up. Let's see how much speed
Might
they
have
can
taken
go on.
his shoes off.
You've taken your shoes
I
off?
would have.
Oh, I thought you just meant now. Thanks for letting us all know. Make yourself at home. I've got high hopes, actually. I'm starting to change my mind.
Do you? Do you think that the actual bike is going to stay and he's just going to fly with the wings?
I think it's all going to go.
I'm nervous. This build-up with the music, it's got my butterflies going.
It'd be useful if they could turn into a butterfly now, because
Come on!
here we go. Quite a bit of speed. I don't think it's going to be enough. Here we go. As he takes a massive jump. Is it where he landed or is it where the machine landed?
I held my breath. I couldn't breathe because I thought he might land on that machine.
Again, some jubilant scenes from the rest of the team on the runway. They need to jump in and join him.
Oh, I loved that we saw him smile.
Let's see the replay here. As the Flying Mothers. Look at that leap.
It's so high.
It would be heartbreaking in a way for me to see this machine that I've spent so long building crumple into the water, though, I'm not going to lie.
Very true.
That must have hurt a little bit as well. Landed straight on his back. Look at the leap there. Timed it perfectly. Arms all over the place. Legs akimbo.
He's not been
Splash.
watching cliff diving. If he'd been watching the Red Bull cliff dive, feet first, pencil dive. Come on.
Oh, if you're such an expert, then
Wie geht's dir?
we'll sign you up.
Mega Sprung, mega Flug, wie geht's dir?
Let's hear from
Die
him.
Landung war ein bisschen hart, aber es war glaube ich, recht lässig. Also wir sind nicht auf die Mörder weiten gegangen und deshalb glaube ich, die Show hat zumindest passt.
A fist bump there. And he seems pleased with his efforts. And look at the judging.
I am very surprised.
The 8 that's been given there. This guy is Simon Cowell. If you know about British talent shows. Very, very harsh. 48
For the performance.
from the judges. I think the performance was great, to be fair, and the total score there of 110, it would seem.
Well, I did think the fact that they use their petrol as Red Bull,
Yeah.
which in the UK would come in use.
At the moment, yeah. There is a real shortage of fuel here at the moment. This is what Caroline is alluding to, if you are wondering what. Had to queue up for 45 minutes this morning to get some fuel to come here.
Wow.
Almost
you
didn't make
had
it.
some Red Bull.
I know, to put into my car. Oh.
You could have flown here.
I'm sure the sponsors as well, of course, Red Bull, loved that little performance there.
Yeah.
They would, wouldn't they?
I
Right.
love.
Do you want some more German translation?
Yeah, go
'Cause
on. Give it to me.
I'm guessing you're not going to read that. That stands for Intergalactic Proton-Powered Wiggle-Armed Advertising Droids. Clearly Star Wars fans, as you can see. It's the Death Star. We've got Darth Vader there, some stormtroopers as well. But famously, Kaz, I don't know if you're a Star Wars fan.
I'm gonna really upset you. I've never seen any.
I'm not a Star Wars fan either, but I know that the Death Star does get blown up, so this doesn't bode well.
It gets blown up.
It does get blown up. But again, creativity here and the performance is looking great.
Oh, look, there's a fight scene.
So this is the famous fight scene where
Oh, no.
where Luke Skywalker fights his father,
Oh, yeah, of
Darth
course.
Vader. There's a lot of spoilers going on here if you've never seen Star Wars. Right, here we go.
I'm loving the music change now.
This is the John Cena theme tune from WWE.
From
actually.
WWE.
Here we go. The Death Star is heading very slow, very slow. We need more speed.
This is going to be any good.
The dive was unbelievable from Darth Vader there, though.
He got some air under those wings.
Wow. To be fair, if Darth Vader wanted a different job, cliff diving again, should get on the phone. Darth, get your agent on the phone to Red Bull and enter the cliff diving next year. Big splash. The judges, middle ground, I think, 7 and 8.
Is that for creativity or is that for... Oh, no, yeah, it must be for creativity because
From the
of course,
judges, yeah.
distance is 1 point. Oh, look at this.
I think it's fair to say the Death Star,
Nice.
or as they've called it, the DS-1 Orbital Battle Station, didn't exactly go far. We've got their performance 40. And splash straight in.
I enjoyed that.
I'm very much enjoying myself, I think it's fair to say. Here we go then.
Après ski. So
Après
these
ski.
guys are very excited. Flitzer Hilfried and his 2 sons, Thomas and Hannes, and their good friend Andreas. And they've said that their plan, brilliant plan, is to not crash land. Their goal is to fly and beat their village record, which is 12 metres. I wish I'd helped them with the choreography, though.
The choreography. Oh, look at this.
Oh, hello.
There's going to be a backflip.
Oh, yes.
Now you're talking. Can I just say as well, their
Thumbs up,
machine,
lady.
I think this is going to go far. It's going to detach. They've got a glider. This could be good. I think this could be good.
Oh, the glider does look promising. You're absolutely right. I also love that this is our first time doing this and we're already being judges. I mean,
Everybody's an expert.
just in case the Flugtag need judges for next year, we can do both roles. I'm loving this. Are they pulling it apart? Yeah, they are. They're trying to make it lighter.
Aerodynamic.
They're so strategic.
They want speed on the runway. There's going to be a detachment here, trust me, and this could be good.
Is brilliant. He's looking confident.
I love the outfits as well. Calgary '88, the Winter
Me too.
Olympics.
I wonder who said, you know what, let's do it. Let's go that far. Oh, he's got little skis on his
Here we go.
feet.
Here we go.
Come on. Gosh.
It was so promising. I thought it was going to go so much further.
We built that up for a ginormous flop head first.
A ginormous belly flop, some may say. Let's have a look at the replay. It looked like it was going to really fly, and it really didn't. It disappeared off the end of the runway from that last view so quickly. Let's see it here. There we go. He tried to pull the front up. You saw he leant back and tried to pull the front up to give it a bit of lift, but it wasn't enough. You'll see it here. He tries to pull the front up. There we go. Not enough. head first into the water.
Way too heavy. I mean, sometimes it works in theory.
Well, we've seen in previous years at Red Bull Flugtag, it's generally the teams that make a glider that do really, really well.
Yes.
So that you could see what their thought process was, but the execution, don't quite think it was there.
It's like my maths homework. I've got all the working out correct, but the answer's wrong.
Maths homework? What's that? Right, let's see what the judges are saying then. We've got a 9 there, 9. It looks like 9s all around. It is. All the 9s, 45 for après ski.
That's their performance score.
Hopefully see their combined score in a few moments' time for you.
I was excited at this point. Look, he's lost a ski. That's where it went wrong, I think.
96.
Oh. It flipped.
Yeah. So what you're saying, Kaz, is if he didn't lose a ski, we would have been looking at an extreme distance there. It ruined the aero.
Lucky ski.
It ruined all his aerodynamic sensibilities.
Did I not mention that at the top? It was a lucky ski. Oh,
Aerosol
this
now.
is aerosol. They are 4 winter sports friends, and Flugtag, they've said, is their last chance to be famous.
Love that. So
they've also said if it doesn't work out, they'll rob a bank. Not sure they'll manage to do either.
So this is actually quite apt at the moment because they are, you can see the 3 of them there are different viruses.
Yes.
So very, very topical, I think it's fair to say. Wait till you see what their machine looks like.
I'd love to have seen a little bit more from the performance.
Well, it's still going, still going. This is part of the performance. So that's a nasal swab, what you're seeing there.
Yeah, I've seen many of those
Believe
recently.
it or not, yeah. And it's a giant nose.
It's a giant nose. Very.
And there we go. There we go. That was it.
That's it.
That was it. So quick, our cameras pretty much missed it. But he was thrown out of the nostril, I can tell you that much. Blink and you'll miss it. But
no one can see me, but my jaw is ajar.
Here you go.
Gobsmacked.
As we see on the replay, straight out the nostril like a big sneeze. The thing is, when you are having a swab put up your nose, it does make you close your eyes.
It does, and it does make you sneeze sometimes.
Yeah. Achoo! There we go. Not the greatest distance, I think it's fair to say.
I also think it's very fair to say that.
Here's the marks for the performance, 44, so not bad there. Done well.
Not bad for performance.
Very kind. Yeah. He seems happy with it as well.
We should mention that the jury is made up of a host of celebrities.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that. We'll just hear from the pilot now, and then we'll go into that. All right, we're on to the next one. We'll get to the judges, though, Kaz, I promise. Flight Club.
So their inspiration was, I want you to fly as far as you can, which is the famous quote from the Fight Club movie. And their participating in Flugtag will define their destiny, apparently. I don't know how it will, but it will. And I'm loving... Is he eating baguettes? Ah, they've each got a little baguette. And then one of them's a mime. Berets. Forward rolls. Guys, what should we do at this point? I reckon forward roll and back.
Yeah. Why not? As they head back to their machine.
Again, I don't want to jinx anyone. To me, it looks good.
It does look good. The wingspan's good. The pilot hops inside. You can never tell, though, if it's too top-heavy, Kaz, it won't work. As he reapplies his moustache.
That's his lucky moustache.
He's struggling.
So that might determine what we're about to see.
Here we go. Let's see how much speed the guys can get.
Come on,
Not
Flight
loads.
Club.
Will it fly?
He does it.
Oh!
It does like a backflip on itself.
It was bottom heavy. Are they going to jump in? No.
No. They're like, it's September, maybe not.
It's lovely in Vienna, though. Lovely. Look at the weather. So let's have a look at the replay here. Bottom heavy. Do you know what it is? I think the pilot is too close to the back. So therefore, you see here, did he do a backflip? We're about to see it again here.
He's looking good here. He does lean backwards a bit.
There's a little backflip.
He's a bit scared.
Oh,
he does.
We're going to hear from the pilot now, so let's get his
That's
take on things.
incredible. What a somersault. How do you feel? I feel great. I feel great. Indescribable. Indescribable.
Viel Spaß noch.
Enjoy the rest of the day.
Just a brief word, I think it's fair to say, as he swims away, doing the breaststroke. Very calm. The way he's swimming away so calmly after doing something so crazy, I enjoy it.
I had missed the fact that he had done a backflip just as his machine hit the water. I hope he's given the marks accordingly.
We're seeing now the judges.
That was brave.
Deliberating. We're about to get our scores. Here we go. A 10 and 9s. So for the performance, 46 for Flight Club.
Brilliant.
Really good scores. So let's see it again. Here's the backflip. We get a better view of it here.
Look at that. It's in the air.
So it was his fault that he flipped.
Oh, do you think he flipped? As he flipped it,
Yes.
he touched the end.
He pushed it down.
So they would have gone even further.
Exactly.
Well, I think he went for the balance of creativity points over distance points.
C'est la vie.
C'est la vie. Oh, love what you did there, Mr. Bright.
I mean, you are actually fluent in French, so, I mean, don't try to talk back to me, because I've exhausted it. Right, here we go. The Ridiculous Four. Now, this is...
They're a mix of friends and family, and interestingly enough, Peter and Eva are siblings, and Daniel and Eva are flatmates, but they used to be married. They're exes.
But they're still friends.
They're still friends. They live together. They're housemates. And Eva is a mechanical engineer, so I've got high hopes for this.
Right.
Because she's a pro.
So I believe this is inspired by Rick and Morty.
Yes.
The cartoon.
Eva's having a great time.
And who can blame her? Right. So that was the performance there. As they head back towards the machine now. Let's see what the Ridiculous Four can do. As the Wenger bus is coming plays here at Vienna.
Eva's brave. She's the pilot.
Here we go. Some decent speed. Is it going to fly? Not so much.
Sinks.
Head first. And it smashes into a million pieces by the looks of things as well.
She is looking like she wishes she hadn't have agreed to be the pilot.
Here we go. As she barks instructions, right before the end, she grabs and hides. She's simply hiding. She does not know what's coming.
She's adding more weight to the front of that.
As we get a close-up here of our judges and the reaction from them. That was great.
Right,
So
so was
let's
this
find out what's
inspiring to
happening
you?
in the studio
Absolutely.
now.
I mean, if you can hug a pickle like that, that is definitely an art form. No, absolutely, absolutely amazing. Right, so they got 68 points. I think there's still room for improvement. Yeah, but honestly, I think there's definitely room for improvement. I would have given them 10s. Marcel, now we keep seeing different strategies across the board, either catapulting out the flying object or the pilots jumping out as far as they can. What's your take? What's your strategy? Are you doing the solo performance of the pilot and jumping out as far as they can, or what's your strategy? Oh no, I think I would probably be the pusher and then Felix would be the pilot. And then we'll see. Yeah, for me, we're really only going for reach. We need proper speed, and then we'll get the reach. What about the flight weight? I think you kept your weight down constantly over 10 years, right? Yep, absolutely. But that's also the only thing that I kept from my former career. The technique and the strength is kind of gone, but the weight is still the same. All right, now, as you can see clearly,
we're ready for our next competitors, Kaz.
these folks should love the Chronozeitung.
I've got
Now, of course, everybody also has
hopes
to fly with recyclable
team.
material, and I think they're really doing it with the newspaper.
Flat.
Well, if you look at the craft, you look at the machine,
It looks very, very good.
they've gone for the glider.
I think Flugblatt translates as newspaper. It's a paper aeroplane.
It is. Oh! And nobody needs a soggy paper aeroplane. It'd be useless now.
Oh, I was excited for that one.
I thought it was going to go a lot further. I have to be honest.
Flat. I mean,
Let's have a look at the replay. I don't know if you noticed, but their run-up was very different. They weren't pushing the actual machine. They had ropes and were trying to use a pulley system. Didn't really help them though, did it?
it didn't. I think they should have just pushed. It's paper aeroplane. I would have just pushed that. And I think they needed someone to hold the
Right,
wings
Marcel, what would you
out.
give it?
The
10 across
wings
the
went
board?
up
Well,
on
I think the
themselves.
creativity is really
Everyone's
good.
an expert again.
And also, of
right,
course, the
let's hear
question
what's happening in the studio.
is there going to be a wild card for next year? Well, let's see. I would push and Felix would fly. I think that would be really fun. That's what we said, right? That's the strategy. Right, but then, of course, we also need to make it a competition, of course. Well, I think for you two, it always has to be about something, right? That's the athletic competition. Yeah, but look at him. Look at this guy. Look at this pilot. He would have already gotten 10 points for old age bonus because, you know, to jump down this ramp at his age, that's, you know, hats off. But we really have to think about it. I'm sure we'll pull up something.
Right, we're going to get the scores from our judges shortly. For the performance, let's see. Eights and nines. Well, 1-9, 4-8. Performance score of 41.
Not too bad.
$88. We see there. I think there's room for improvement for sure. And we can see a scoreboard here. The Flying Mothers out in front, 110. Flying Master on 97. Après Ski Flitzer, 96. Flight Club on 89.
Where's the corn? Where's my popcorn team? I'm disappointed here. Team Avatars with 48.
I shall tell you, your popcorn team are the flight.
Now, of course, on a team there's also enough
some more
struggles, right? I don't think you always have to be fully harmonious. No, but I think you really have to focus on fun, right? More than anything else. Right, absolutely. You're not doing it in order to perform. It's just fun. It's all a little bit about performing as well. Yeah, I wasn't aware that you still have so much competitive spirit in you. No, absolutely. I mean, for example, we can do skiers against bikers. Well, we'll have to talk to Thomas Morgenstern. I'm sure he's game. I'm sure he's game. But again, very competitive, very competitive. I think he's a flyer. I think he really knows what he's doing. You know, he's a pilot. So.
So here we go then. These guys really buying into the Red Bull spirit of things. They've got a decent wingspan. Is it going to fly though? It is not. It is not. We're yet to see, I think it's fair to say, Kaz, somebody go properly beyond the 10-metre mark there.
What, the corns?
The corn only just made it past. I mean, properly past.
Look, so many head firsts with flips.
Decent score from the judges, though, for the bulls.
I agree, though, the performance was brilliant, and they really made an effort with their costumes.
They got the matador costumes there, looking really good.
He enticed the bulls with his little red flag. The jury are actually
would you get that? Well, I mean, look at the way he hits the water. That doesn't look healthy. No, but those are professionals. Those are professionals. They worked for this. Right, Marcel and Felix, thank you very much for having stopped by. I know that you have to go. I think you have to help with the construction. Well, I mean, we're of course already preparing for next year, obviously, and the engineers are already full at work, and then we'll see what happens next year, I would say. Right, so we've got that on tape. We'll remember, we'll remind you, we'll definitely give you a call. Thank you very much for stopping by, and have a good day. Bye.
Right, this one definitely inspired by Star Trek.
I am loving this performance. Oh, very good.
Ah, Beyonce.
A little bit of single ladies there.
And Gangnam Style.
Mash up.
This for me is 10 out of 10s for the performance.
And he's really, particularly the one in blue for me.
He's really going for it.
Yeah. A star for energy and effort.
Very good.
Yes, I would cheer, I would clap, I would even give them a hoot.
Which is high praise from Kaz, let me tell you. A hoot. Right, here we go then.
Give them a little whoop whoop. Do you know what? This again looks promising. They've got wings.
Yeah. I think every time I've said this, I've been bad luck.
Oh my God, do you think we're the problem?
We're jinxing it.
We're jinxing it.
All right, let's try it the other way round. I think, Kaz, this is going to be terrible.
Okay. Okay.
This is going to be awful.
I agree. I have low expectations. Let's see what's going to happen.
As
they are nervously sorting the machine.
For the run-up, here we go. A lot of speed.
The legs are going, he's braced. He's holding on.
The reverse psychology did not work.
I think it's fair to say it's not us.
As we can see here, slides off head first, straight in. And I think after these replays, we'll get a word. Let's just see what the judges give. High scores for the performance, like we said, 47 for TT Trek. But we're going to hear from the pilot now.
Performance 47, weite 7, da geht's sehr.
Oh, Harry, the pilot there going in. Head first.
Right. You have Felix and Marcel in the studio, but we, of course, have the best fans around the globe right here on the Southwest stage at the Red Bull Flugtag 2021, and one of them is right here. How do you like it so far? It's incredible. The people are awesome. The flying objects are just incredible. It's so much fun. I think you guys are a group of 4 or 5, so why didn't you participate? Well, we looked at everything. We looked at the conditions, and we were a little bit motivated, so let's see what happens next year. Maybe even tonight we'll get started. Right, and the next Red Bull Flugtag, of course, is coming back around. Back to you in the studio.
I should have said, with TT Trek, that pilot there, he's called Harry, and he competed in the first ever Flugtag in 1992.
Impressive, and still going.
And I didn't want to jinx him because I thought he's got all of that experience, and they all worked in the aerospace sector.
A veteran. Right, this team, we're just going to call them Conis. And we can see the performance underway already. Somebody's dressed as a cow. I feel like that's a real short straw moment right there. Wonder how they decided that. Great view of the udders there as well.
Brilliant shot from the cameraman.
As we can see there, a great crowd here in Vienna. Both young and old have come out as well, which is
Just
great.
looks great.
Yeah.
It looks wonderful.
Here we go then. The
Love
performance
to
is
see it.
done. Let's get down to business.
Brilliant. I'm excited for this. Do you know what? Maybe today's the day where cows will fly.
It's pigs, but, you know, cows, pigs, sheep.
We'll go with cows.
Goats.
This cow's got wings. I almost went Northern Irish and said cows.
Right, here we go then. I can't imagine. This is going to go fantastically well, Kaz. I'm not going to lie.
It does look quite heavy, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
He's not even on the cow. I don't know what's going on. Let's have a look. He's just jumped. He's just jumped.
Nicht blöd.
Just decided to go for it.
Taktisch, die Tiroler
They're happy,
wieder
though.
sehr, sehr gescheit. Come on,
As we
Schatzi,
see him
liebes Publikum.
in the water, clapping like a seal. No, you're a cow. You're a cow, not a seal. Let's have a look at the replay then, and we can see here, he just jumps. He just goes for it.
He does. And his poor cow, headless cow,
Yep.
might I add, just flops and drops and sinks.
Flopped and dropped and sunk like a headless cow.
Da gibt's
41 for the
für die
performance there
Jury
then.
Den Applaus auch vom Team Connys Alma
From the
aufnehmen.
judges.
Weite! Hey, bist du des Wahnsinns 10 Meter? You are the man, you are the team.
Sehr geil.
Sehr geil, oder? So, nimm uns jetzt bitte nochmals mit. Was ist passiert, nachdem du das Red Bull getrunken hast? Der Tag, der kommt immer näher und näher und näher.
Ja, sagen wir mal so, wir haben jetzt eigentlich vor jedem Tag nur mehr drauf frei. Das ist einfach ein Riesengaudi. Die ganzen Leitmassen.
Right then, here we go.
I'll leave you for the translation of this name.
They're firemen, essentially. There you
Yeah, that's what we're going.
go. Drelicht Air is where we're going.
Can I just say, I love a team with props.
I mean, their whole thing is a prop. I mean, they're wearing the fire suits. Look at the fire engine they've got there. Ah, I see the red smoke.
Yeah, I'm loving this.
This is going to score high on the performance. And can I just add, Kaz, I've got a sneaky little look there at the machine. It looks like a fire engine, but it's got a massive wingspan, and I think it's detachable. Could be decent
Sneaky
distance.
fireman might just take it.
Yeah. Oh, I love that you can hear the fire. They've gone to town with everything there. Let's hear what's happening in the studio now, though.
Treu gemacht.
Well, we're going to see what happens here, firstly.
Oh, it does look a bit detachable.
It's definitely, he's got gum shielding and everything.
Yeah,
They're taking it very serious.
He's prepared
Yeah.
for the worst.
They're here to win as we get a shot of the judges quickly there. And here we go. Heading down the runway. Is it self-propelled? There's nobody even pushing it.
Come on.
There we fly. Oh!
Fly.
Do you know what, Kaz? If the platform's a little bit higher, it looked like it was about to catch some air, then it hit the water. We'll see in the replay. Let's have a look. As it drops, if you watch here, the front of it looks to go up, and then it hits the water.
So much potential.
So close, but no cigar.
Oh,
there we go.
lots of
Great scores, though. 49 from the judges.
Wow.
48. I mean, I count 49 myself, but using my own brain.
So do I.
Let's see this replay here, but we've headed back to the studio and let's hear what's happening in the studio now.
Right, so it really depends on the pilot. I mean, here it really was about the center of gravity, whether or not they did really hit it. So it's really about inches. It's really about inches. Yeah, it's always about luck and really finding out the right thing. Now here we have Flop Gun, ladies and gentlemen. It's, of course, an homage to Tom Cruise and Pete Maverick. And Top Gun, of course.
Flop Gun.
Oh.
This is who we have now. Look what they've done with their machine. I mean, this is obviously inspired by the film Top Gun.
Maverick. Nicht Vinales, sondern
I
Maverick
love
Top
that
Gun.
they've even got
Sitzt.
Fire coming out the engine.
Yeah, I was going, fire sounds better. I'll say fire. Like tassels.
F-14 Tomcat is the name of their craft. Let's see how it goes. The nose is up.
Come on.
Oh! That was impressive, though, I think.
Quite far.
Yeah.
Today, that went far, and he stayed dry. Oh.
There we go. Very impressive. Ejector seat. That was meant to replicate.
Oh, of course.
I feel that was one of the most impressive ones we've seen. Let's hear what's happening in the studio.
Right, so, I mean, the pilot, I think, really did great, right? And it's really about where the pilot gets into the water. I mean, flop gun, I don't think it was a flop at all. First of all, they were flying. Second of all, the pilot did everything right. They were on the machine. It was kind of like a surfer, you know? Like they kept their body afloat, really just making sure that they were on the front of the wave. Yeah, but here it's really about the perfect center of gravity, like we were just discussing a second ago. I think they really got the perfect center of gravity. They did a good job. Yeah, but you could already see in the starting position, okay, this is going to be a bit different than everybody else. That's right, that's right. They really had the right push, the right momentum. And we can see right here, lots of points in performance. So I think also they really convinced the panel. Now, Mike, for you as the professional on the bike, of course you also had some faults, but how are you doing in rehab? What are you counting on to make sure that everything gets better soon? Well, unfortunately, I had another injury when I was biking. I made a stupid mistake on my home trail, and yeah, basically, I've now broken another bone and also my tendons in the shoulder, but I'm kind of feeling better already. I think healing has progressed very well, and yeah, I'm finally gonna get the bandage away, then I can start rehab properly, and then I'm going to be doing a lot of pull and PC and performance center, and you know, really getting a ton of support here. I'm spending a lot of time there in rehab to really make sure that I'm getting full back, fully ready, also mentally speaking, everything that pertains to that. And of course, it's always suboptimal to have back-to-back injuries. They're always a bit more tricky than everything else, but I'm definitely trying to focus fully on my rehab, and yeah, you know, all things considered, I'm pretty good, and I cannot wait to get back on the bike. Yeah, I think that's definitely its own category, right? The back-to-back regeneration. I'm hoping it's going to bring you wings as well. And speaking of wings, we are now moving on to Volkshilfe. They didn't actually only create our Flugtag song, our hymn, which we're also going to hear, of course, in just a moment. But now we're moving on to the best of Billa ear performance right here at the Flugtag.
And that was Fabio Widmer there, the Austrian mountain bike and trials rider. He's also a video blogger, YouTube star, with 7 million subscribers.
Dafür Brennermann, na na na, dafür Brennermann, na na, dafür Kennermann, na 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 na, und schaut's laut. Wir heben hallo, aber uns einmal oben geht, für mich dir. Wir heben hallo, na na,
This is your captain speaking with just a little flight information. Coming up on the left, the beautiful Großglockner.
Ob heute wird nur nach vorne geschaut, in der Vergangenheit gibt's nichts zum Holen. Nichts, was wir wollen, tun die Lebensgefühl und alle Planeten. Jederzeit, überall bauen wir unsere Raketen zusammen.
Von Volkshilfe. Wir schauen uns gerade den Flugtag, also ich, auf 60 Meter Höhe an, aus der Vogelperspektive, alles unter dem Motto.
So I'm here at the Flugtag, 60 meters up, because of course Red Bull gives you wings, so I'm up here, and of course we were able to write the hymn for this event. Wir heben halt ab, we're taking off today, and we just performed it. It is incredible just to see what everybody came up with. Of course, some of them are really flying, some of them are more, well, plummeting, half drowning, but it's incredible. The weather is amazing. It's great to be part of this event, and you know, we are taking off today, so peace out, kisses, and everybody, nothing but the best of success.
So let's see the scoreboard here then. We can see the Flying Mothers are still top, followed by Dreilich Air on 100 points there. So they've managed to catch up. They've slipped into second place there. I told you they were good.
They were good. I absolutely agreed with you.
And we also heard music there, the
Fabian, is it your favorite? Yeah, I mean, the Flügelmutter were my favorite from the beginning as well. And, you know, also just the way they built it, it was just really, really cool. It was super cool. Such creativity, and it was really fun watching them. I mean, we're going to be watching another live flight with you in just a second. But before talking about building and constructing, we've got very impressive clips because, of course, the teams had a task, right? So you had to build with recyclable material, so sustainably built. And they did that, of course, with the DIY shops of their choosing, Hornbach.
Auf geht's! Wir sind gerade hier in Krems beim Hornbach zum Shoppen. Hallo. Hey.
Servus. Der Pilot, der Co-Pilot, der Master of Disaster und der Erwin, der Planer.
Right, so here we've got the entire team, pilot, co-pilots, our planners.
Das ist unser Hangar.
Now this is our hangar for today.
Ja, so schaut's echt schlecht aus. So schaut's aus.
Right, this is what it looks like. This is what the final product looks like. And we're moving on to the next one. So the next one is, of course, the Fliegende Scheibtruhe, the flying wheelbarrow. And this one's supposed to learn how to fly. Well, we'll see if it flies, but it's definitely super creative. And let's see the performance. I mean, look at how cool this is. Look at how sustainable this is. Actual greenery on there, actual plants, and it's just amazing. So Fabian, somebody like you, who knows how to present themselves also on camera, of course, I think the best thing you can do is put a watering can on your head, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's exactly the best idea, but it definitely gives you a USP and makes people laugh, I'd say. It looks pretty fun. Well, the flower is definitely growing, I would say, so the flower is very happy to be in that watering can. Now, with the flying gardeners, we see Bernhard Licht, basically. He's the pilot. He is the pilot of the flying wheelbarrow, the Fliegende Scheibtruhe. And of course, also ahead of time, we've asked them what inspired them. What do you think? What do you think inspired them to build this particular flying object? Well, I think they're gardeners, aren't they? Yeah, I would guess so as well. Yeah, well, they were just sitting in the garden and they said, we got to do something outside. So sometimes the biggest ideas come from the smallest inspirations, just a couple of feet away from you.
Right, here we go then. We saw on the VT a few moments ago a demonstration of this, Kaz. I don't know if you saw it. They were in their back garden and essentially just used a normal wheelbarrow to throw the pilot into a pond.
I love the idea of this one. I love the headgear. I love the wheelbarrow aircraft. I am rooting for the flying gardeners.
Well, they are all gardeners. They've got armbands on as well, the pilot, just in case, you know. Here we go.
Activity.
Some decent speed, it would seem. Let's have a look to see if they get any distance. Not really. A fantastic jump, splashed in on his back. But he looks fine.
He's got them armbands on after all, so...
I'm sad for them because it was performance and creativity. They will do well.
You were hoping they would...
I was.
Bloom.
I want to see some real flight.
Flourish. No, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. I'm trying to make them gardening puns.
I know, it is hard.
Let's have a look at the replay then. We can see here.
Do you think he reached? Oh, he took his shoes off.
Yep, I was about to say. Clearly heard your advice from earlier, Kaz. That's what it is.
The propeller didn't even get going.
Maybe that
That would have made all the difference, eh? A big splash as well for the Flying Gardeners. Let's hear
Right, Sake, how are you doing? I'm doing great. I'm doing very, very well. All right, very, very well. So he seems to be doing okay. Yeah, I guess you could also scream the pain away. I think that's a therapy option. Yeah, it seems that he was a bit short of air. But if he says very, very well, I mean, I'd say he's okay. I'd say he's okay. Well, still very impressive. So he was definitely counting on the flying pilot factor, as we'd like to call it. All right. Well,
Here's the scores.
I expected higher scores there because I thought they were very creative and their performance was wonderful.
Can I just say, see there, 92, the score there for the Flying Gardeners. Caroline, alongside me here, it doesn't surprise me that you wanted to score them higher because you actually are a keen gardener yourself.
I am.
She is.
That was a little lockdown starting project.
I saw in your Instagram story.
Yep, I started loving to garden and I really like crafting.
So you...
all the grandma vibes from me. So that machine I would have loved.
Right,
wow.
here we go. Here
I'm
we
not
go.
even going to attempt to say this name.
I shall attempt it for you. This is the OBB Training Workshop Vienna.
They're very vocal.
There you go. They are indeed very vocal. And I'm trying to work out exactly what their outfits are. I'll be honest.
But it looks like it took a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's a little bit restrictive, but they're still jumping up and down. Ooh. This, Nick Bright, looks the most promising yet.
He's just destroyed his outfit there, as we can see.
They mean business. They're not about performance. They're about flight.
Here we go. Tennis balls on the end there as well. I don't know if that means anything or not, but...
I'm excited. Let's get going. They're round the... Oh, he's pushing it, and they're going off the ramp.
There we go.
Will he fly? Will he
fly? That wasn't bad.
I expected more.
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
Shoes off again.
Shoes off again.
They've clearly been paying attention.
They've been listening in.
As we see the replay there, some decent distance on it. Again, it looked like it was just about to catch the air. And then it crashed into the water. The judges there for the performance, 41, not a bad score.
Not a bad score, considering there was a lot of jumping up and down.
Yeah.
In a cardboard
tube.
Yeah.
Let's have a look again at the replay. A total score then of 93. There we go, head first. If you look, you see there, it just started to tilt up towards the end. You can see it behind the presenters there, and then it splashed into the water.
Do you think he could have helped it if he had pulled it up?
He needed a tiny little bit more height, I think, on the platform, and it could have been different. I think it's clearly what he's saying there.
Clearly.
Yeah. I'm an expert now, as we all are.
Wenn wir irgendwann wieder machen. Das ist einfach der Punkt. Ja, naja, ich denke, wo jetzt die Reisedokumente wir glauben, dass man mit diesem Flugobjekt zum Wetter bewegt, das schaut nicht aus, so dafür sparen, weil die jetzt von links nach rechts und rechts nach rechts dann sind es genau unterwegs. Also das ist ja genau 15 Jungs. Machen Musik von DJ-Style. Und dann geht man so voll Gas an mit den Jungs aus
Blue skies, crowds of people together.
Oh, here we go. I'm already liking this. We've got the aubergine emoji. The Flandorfer Jungs.
This is, he says, eat me. I am juicy.
I should point out, for those who just heard that out of context, you are just repeating what's happening on the screen.
I am sweet. Look, that's what he said. Grapes, I am sweet. I am juicy. Eat me. Ah, Mr. Caterpillar. Who doesn't love a surprise? I sure do.
You're very much enjoying this one, I think.
This
it's fair
one
to
is
say.
great. And the music's upbeat. I haven't got any of that terrifying music. Yeah. Very good. Round of applause. Enjoyed that. Enjoyed that, guys.
Let's see what they can do then.
Oh, look. Okay, well, I feel like they may paraglide.
So I believe that their machine is called the Very Hungry Caterpillar, which would make sense.
That would be very apt.
And as the Flandorf boys get ready, again, they've got a glider. This looks promising, Kaz.
Oh, wow, because he turns into a butterfly.
Very Hungry Caterpillar, come on.
And the butterflies fly.
There you go. Impressive beard as well on the pilot, we like that. Judges getting behind this as well. So let's have a look, here we go. We need some speed from the Flandorf boys now. Come on, Grapes, let's see what you got. Here we go, Aubergine's really going for it at the back there. And we fly. Oh! Is it? He landed on.
Oh my gosh.
He landed on the carrier.
He landed back on the machine.
I mean,
that could not have gone worse.
He seems happy though, that's the most important thing. The crowd loved it.
That could not have gone
The
worse.
aubergine, the grapes, and the courgette, I want to say, cucumber, they seem happy as well. Let's have a look at the replay. Some decent speed, but they just didn't have the drive to go forward. He just like lifted up. We'll see it here, look. There we go, lifted up, then disappeared.
The aubergine's hand went up in despair.
Watch here, the front of the butterfly, it snaps in fact. So that, oh, that looks painful. I hope he's all right. I'm sure he is. We've seen him smiling in the water since. We see it there, snap. You see? Right in half, down the middle. So
I am seriously trying to say what they could have done differently and where it went wrong, and I just don't know.
probably, if it was me, and I'm an expert now, I would have sat further forward on the butterfly so the front of it didn't get caught in the wind, therefore causing it to snap.
Yeah, but then we've seen other people sit at the front and they go head first down. Some people at the back and then they flip backwards.
All depends on the construction of your machine, I guess. He's got his top off there, it must be hot. Let's find out what the judges thought. The one on the left's loving it, clapping his hands.
He's
loving it. Big score coming from him, surely. There's a 10 there, 9, 9, look at that. 48 from our judges for the performance.
Very, very good. I think they could have got another 10 there.
I thought, in fact, Mr. Clappy on the left-hand side there, he went for a 9 instead of a 10.
I was expecting a 10.
Let's have a look again. We can see it here. 94 total score. The front just goes up there. Look at the pressure on the pole down the middle, and then it just comes out, and then it's all over, really.
Yeah, but I think if he'd have sat further forward, it would have just plummeted. Because all his weight would have been on the front.
I guess we'll never know.
Caterpillar.
Right, who are we seeing here then? Flying Rhino is the name of their craft.
Oh, loving this song.
That's a parrot.
Yeah, animal themed. I'm loving it.
Which we like.
They're all having a little jiggy.
So this is the high flyer apprentices at Zeldorf Poles.
Oh, because they're 4 colleagues who all work together at Zeldorf Poles.
There you go.
And they did say that their biggest challenge in this would be the dancing part.
What did you think of it?
I thought it was fine.
I should point out as well, for those not in the know, Kaz is actually a ballet teacher. So
I am indeed.
You are well qualified to judge the dancing part of what we're seeing here.
And they get an A for effort.
There you go.
They also said they were waiting for their confetti cannons to arrive.
Did we see them?
See it. Didn't arrive.
I have no idea. Here we go. Flying Rhino. Oh, too top heavy. Not bad though. To be fair, considering it's a round craft that looked quite heavy, I think the speed that they got propelled it off the runway, therefore giving them some distance.
Here it goes. It's a beautiful machine.
Bang. I was quite impressed with that. Not one of the best performances we've seen, but let's find out what the judges thought.
They tried, didn't they? And they had great costumes.
There we go, 43.
I think that's solid.
Yeah, not bad. Middle of the road, I think it's fair to say.
Yes.
Total score of 91 there. I wonder what you're thinking at that point there, just as the wheels go over the edge. Probably something along the lines of about to get soaked here. As another guest enters into the studio, let's find out exactly what they're talking about.
So here we have Valentina Valihöl. Great to have you. Thank you very much for having me. It's fantastic to have you. Now, of course, you were outside. We're here in the studio. What's the atmosphere like out there? It is incredible. I mean, it's the first big event where I actually participated myself as a viewer, and of course as an athlete you're usually quite detached from the crowd, but really being in the thick of it, it's just so much fun. Now, did you already celebrate? I mean, what you did was just sensational, right? Winning an overall performance where, I mean, of course you came around as a very promising youngster, but then at the very end you were up there. Could you grasp it? Could you realize what happened? Well, I have to say it was a very, very difficult season for me. I fell down quite a bit, and of course in the beginning it didn't really go as I planned it. That I kind of turned it around in the ending was a big surprise because I really didn't plan on making the first place. Well, it's even nicer to get it, isn't it? And of course, this is now the big, big moment also for Blue Sky Energy. Well, I think you can just sort of jump right into the live commentary with us because this is already the next starter that we have right here. This is Blue Sky Energy.
Blue Sky Energy are bringing the vibes.
I thought you were going to say bringing the energy.
Well, I tried to use a different word because they are bringing the good vibes, aren't they?
Now, their machine is a battery, as you can see here. So as the pilot gets placed in, we were just hearing from Valihöl a few moments ago.
Aww, super cute, loves in the air.
Competes here.
I'm not sure how I'd feel if my husband put me into a flying machine
and pushed you off of a cliff.
Pushed me off the edge.
I think that do you think it's a metaphor for something? I don't know. Who knows? Right, we'll hear the thoughts again of Valihöl on the other side of this then, the downhill mountain biker. Here we go then. Blue Sky Energy. They're going to need that sky. They'll need the energy. Kaz, what do we reckon?
It's going to fly.
It's not going to fly. Head first into the water. Not great.
They plummeted.
Blue Sky is behind you because you've landed in the blue water.
Oh, she's being rescued, look.
Let's have a look at the replay then. She just aborted mission.
Well, good on her because that sunk.
Look at her here. Again, the propeller didn't get going, Kaz. It's all because of the propeller.
It's all for show.
Yeah. Shocking stuff. Let's have a look at the wide angle replay here.
It's got wings, it's just too heavy.
They needed to put some Red Bull in the tank, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. But can you see that if you've got too much weight on the front, it nosedives?
Yeah, that's the issue, isn't it? It's all to do with weight distribution of your machine. Right, we're going to get the thoughts of the judges in a few moments' time. Here we go then. Let's see the scores on the doors for the performance. So we got 1-9 there, 3 8s and a 7, a performance score of 40 for Blue Sky Energy. total score quite low, 75 for them. Right, let's go back to the studio and get the thoughts.
Right, this is really interesting. Valley, can you explain this? When the pilots jump, all of them hold their nose if they're women, but the boys, they just jump. What kind of a diver would you be? Well, I actually shouldn't say, but I do think I would probably hold my nose. I think a lot of people really underestimate how high that whole contraption is. And I mean, when you said it, it's almost 10 meters. And I think if you jump from that height, it's not that nice to get that much water into the nose. Now, next up is Fish and Chips. That is, of course, a team coming from Palfinger, which is the company who helps us getting all of those parts from the Danube and recycling them afterwards. And so, of course, they're coming from that company. And they said, hey, we actually want to bring a crane and make it fly. And that's why Fish and Chips is basically right here today.
Oh, family fun there.
I love this. They said they did say that they're fed up of hearing that song, though. I will not. I love their craft as well. It's a shark. They've got a big wingspan. I'm expecting big things. Here we go, Kaz.
Yes!
Oh, bottom heavy, though.
Yes, but it flew further than I expected it to.
Great stuff from Fish and Chips.
It looks big and quite bulky.
It's called Fish and Jibs because it's a jib and it's a shark underneath, which shark is technically a fish.
Very clever.
Yeah, see what they did there.
I don't think that jib helped, though.
No, the carrot was dangling in the wrong place. Needed to be in front of the shark, you see.
That's why.
Had it have been there, you know, it would have all been different. There we go. Score of 45 for the performance then. I would have gave it higher for Baby Shark myself. You know, love that song.
Bringing in the kiddies.
95 total score.
Wir haben da nächtelang gearbeitet. Es war unglaublich.
Warst gestern auch lang unterwegs am Abend?
Ein bisschen waren wir noch.
So what you see, you can really see that they get a lot of speed on those big wheels. So those tiny wheels, they're not the biggest thing, right? No, absolutely not. I think you really definitely need the big wheels to have small resistance, to really pick up speed. And I think the team that I also pointed out in the morning, right, they really did the big rollers. And they had a lot of success with that. And now we can already see what Volkshilfe mentioned. This is her team, right? This is Flying Lime, Flying Limone.
Right, so the next team is out. And we have Flying Lemon. Is that a Fiat 50 that they've got there as their craft? You know, from the In-Betweeners, the British TV series, the In-Betweeners. I think it might be.
It does look like it.
Here we go then. I'm expecting big things for this. He is loving it there in his matching suit. Let's see what they can do. Bit more speed, guys. Come on. As we move towards the edge, he dives out. It was front heavy, which makes sense because in a car, the engine is in the front. So if you did go over the edge like that, that would happen. That would actually happen.
Look at Nick being scientific and strategic with the flying machine.
Do you know what they should have done? They should have took the engine out.
They should have. They definitely took the pilot out.
He's ruined that suit. Wants to get that dry cleaned.
Such big wings.
And they do nothing.
They did nothing. Now what's exciting is that this car was in the music video for the theme song.
Ah.
It's all related.
Right, so they should get some extra points for that, I think.
Well, do the jury know that?
Well, let's find out. Okay. Come on, we're just waiting on you now. There we go. There we go. 44 for Flying Lemon. Not a bad score, to be fair. He dived out of the windscreen there.
Even his trainers are yellow.
Look at that. Yeah, he really went to town with the matching theme. Right, let's go back to the studio and get the thoughts of Valley.
So I think you guys really get like 20, 25 meters. Yeah, but I mean, of course, it's high, also through gaps, and then if you're not really making it, then it's tricky. It's tricky. Right. So have you found a trick as to fly a little bit further? Because if you are looking for inspiration, here we've got the Space Burgers, and they want to make a burger fly. So I already am in love with the pre-show, honestly. So those are the Clemens Münster folks from Upper Austria with Daniel Bostel. He actually truly owns a burger shop, right? So he puts on a proper show. Is that Darth Vader or not? Well, we'll see how he actually implements this, because if you look at the burger, that usually can't fly. So let's look at the strategy. I'm really curious to see what's going to happen. And they actually said that the bacon, basically those intermediate layers, they've used that in order to turn the flying object into a multi-tier construction. So a very intricate contraption, and also the top seems to be the bacon piece, right? The wings. So I'm guessing he's kind of sitting up there, hanging up there, and then he has to sort of remove himself.
Bei Daniel Bostel alias Mimi, Lord Hähnchen. Jawohl.
Of course it's multi-tiered, Kaz. It's a burger. It has to be. Here we go then. Let's see if the multi-tiered burger can fly.
No.
It wasn't.
The bacon flew.
Yeah. It wasn't as bad as I thought.
The burger did not fly, but
and you know
the bacon did.
You know your joke earlier about cows flying? Well, pigs really did fly there.
Haha.
See, there you go. It all comes round full circle. Let's have a look again. As we see there, the bacon did fly.
My favourite part of that were his little fabric handles.
Which were napkins, actually. 47, the score for Space Burgers.
47. Solid.
Decent
napkins in the middle of his bacon. Love it.
And 105, that's a decent score. 3 figures for Space Burgers. I love the attention to detail. Fries underneath
Right, by the way, this rope pulling mechanism, you can simply replace the pushing and use the rope contraption. It's really up to the teams. And of course, the advantage is that you don't have to run up all the way to the edge. You can simply use that mechanism. So, Vali, anyways, thank you very much for having been here. I think you're already continuing straight on to the next jumps, right? Get a few more ingenious design ideas, and we'll see you back at the next Red Bull Flugtag. All right, thank you very much. Looking forward to being here. Bye. Okay. And moving on from the burger, we are directly going on from burgers to dinosaurs. Here are the Rexes.
The Rexes.
I'm scared.
Oh, there's fire blowing. No, this is great. This is 10s for the performance.
Yes!
10s for the performance here.
I love these guys. I have a new favourite. Oh my God, they all did a back somersault.
That's from Jurassic Park, though. The Velociraptor.
Wow.
You know, the latest Jurassic Park movie, the guy who tames the raptors. Can't remember his name. Chris, famous actor.
Does he do backflips and somersaults like these guys? Because that's what I want to see. Look at them.
I think it's been dramatised. I love it.
If they don't get a 10, I'm going to be so upset.
Oh, and a great song as well.
That little girl is going for it at the front.
Right, and they're...
Ooh, it looks very light.
It's a pterodactyl.
It's a light pterodactyl.
Called Petri.
Petri.
Yeah. I think this is going to be impressive.
And this music's getting me going, Nick.
Y'all ready for this?
I'm ready for this. Oh, and he's in the front. Oh, look, he's even got tribe paint on.
Yeah.
I love it. He's
tribal
ready for war
markings
with the Danube River.
Gum shield as the Rexes push. Here we go. Come on, Petri. Let's see what you got.
Fly.
Not really.
Wasn't that bad.
As La Bamba plays.
They got their minimum. They got to the minimum, didn't they? It wasn't that bad.
Look, again, they are ecstatic with that performance. He tried. He
tried to pull it up, didn't he? Do you think he should have leaned all the way back and almost laid down?
Might have helped.
He is quite long.
Petri, do you mean? Or the pilot?
The pilot.
Rexes. So,
Right, let's hear from the judges first and foremost. 10,
yes,
10,
please,
10.
All 10.
Oh, that is a That should have been 10s all round. That's outrageous from the judge on the right. 49.
Oh, they should have all done 10.
Costumes, backflips, fire blowing, whips, had it all. Right, let's get the thoughts.
Oh.
Triple figures though, at least.
Oh, they've got 100.
Yeah.
Someone must have changed their score.
In der Wiederholung. Das war
Maybe they got 100 because they travelled 1 metre past the minimum distance.
Potentially.
So they got that little 1 point.
That would tick
They're
them up.
my new favourite.
Yeah, I was about to say that's been my favourite performance so far, I think.
Corn is in second.
Right, I've actually switched sides, and as you might see behind me, thousands of people are right here in the Brigitte Nauer booth, and they really want to celebrate. The atmosphere is incredible, both with the spectators as well as with the participants, and of course we have a great show from everybody involved, and also the weather knows that we are celebrating the 30th anniversary of the Red Bull Flugtag, and that's why we have warm temperatures and sunshine. Flo, how's the weather in the studio?
As Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre plays in the background, I'm here for that. The tunes are banging at Flugtag today.
And this is your domain, Nick.
This is very much my jam, has to be said. Right, the green ice flyer now. Right, let's have a look and see what they're all about when it comes to the performance. It's going to be hard to beat what we just saw from the Rexes.
I don't know whose idea it was to wear these costumes.
These costumes are they're the classic kind of lads on a stag do, you know, let's all wear different colour morph suits, you know, look like rubbish Power Rangers. Although there's something happening right now.
There's ladies' names on signs.
Quite exactly what that is meant to be a metaphor for, I'm none the wiser.
I'm none the wiser either.
I really hope their machine flies better than that as well.
Yes, me too.
It didn't even clear the webbing at the side of the runway.
I've not got high hopes for them. It has wings, which is good. It's got a cute face.
So this is a duck. It's called Orville, this duck.
Orville's cute.
The green duck.
But will he fly?
I think it might, you know. I think we're going to see something good here. I take it all back.
They're off. They're running. They're running. And they...
It was good. That is decent.
They go about as far as our dinosaurs went, I think.
I feel like that was decent.
It was a nosedive. It was better than we expected.
You're being down on the green guys now.
I'm not being down. It was better than we expected. I didn't expect much.
Orville.
It was better than the first things that flew off in their performance section.
Fair. Orville the duck there. Let's hope they're not sitting ducks on the scoreboard. Right, 37.
I think they're fair scores.
That's respectable. Yeah.
The performance.
Performance
You've just seen backflips. You've just followed backflips and somersaults. You don't always take that into consideration, but
78 total score, so not great.
Not great, but I would agree with that.
Fair. So these guys now, the Doge Noughts. This is all about Dogecoin. Don't know if you're across your cryptocurrency, Kaz. Elon Musk is a big fan of Dogecoin. So these guys are
Dogecoin.
They're for cryptocurrency enthusiasts.
I see. Wow.
And there's a phrase, to the moon, when you're dealing with cryptocurrency. That basically means that the coin has risen in value.
But it can also drop quite significantly.
It can also plummet. You are correct. So let's hope this is to the moon.
It's a risk.
Yeah.
This virtual currency business.
Right, we're getting a bit of a performance here then.
Someone's down already.
I think that's just part of his costume fell off, but he carried on.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. As you know as a performer, when things go wrong, you have to carry on.
Carry on. Pretend it didn't happen. Loving the music.
As we hear Pitbull and Hotel. in the background.
Wird hinten angeschoben und angezogen, dann, wie gesagt,
I tell you what, the DJ is absolutely smashing it today.
Isn't he?
The vibes.
Yes, with your mouth guard in. Come on.
Here we go then.
Lose your sunnies though.
Is it to the moon? Doge Noughts, let's find out. It's a bit slow. It's very slow. Oh. And that is why investing in cryptocurrency, like you said, Kaz, is a risky business. It limped over the edge. And if I was the pilot, I would be furious at the rest of my team. Furious. Right, we can see there. The Doge Noughts 39 for the performance, so not too bad on the performance front. Look at that, it limped over the edge.
He didn't
no speed.
let go.
But there was no speed. Right, here we go, we're back in the studio. Let's get the thoughts of the team.
And now we have Anna Gatzen here judging that together with Clemens Müller, and both of them are, of course, here in the studio. It's fantastic. Hello. Right, so here we are really mixing the highlights from this morning to the live coverage. Now, Anna, this was really harsh, right? I mean, if somebody goes down like that, they really have to put everything into the performance. Well, honestly speaking, if somebody lies onto the flying object, that's already quite a statement. And if it goes down like that, I really gave some extra points because this is full commitment. Well, justifiably so, because this is really all in. There is no going back if you're lying on there like that. Yeah, exactly. Head first, lying on the flying object. That was always a couple of extra points for me. Clemens, what about you? Now, you guys are, of course, used to jumping on the big ramps and really thinking about a few different things in terms of creativity or creative approaches. Something like that, and seeing that live, what do you think? Well, of course, for the Flugtag, there's always lots of unexpected things because, of course, you're building the flying object. You're thinking a lot, right, during the engineering process as to how it could fly. But I think everybody was truly surprised regarding how their flying object behaved much differently than what they thought. And I think you also saw that regarding how some of those things went down. Yeah, quite surprising. Now we also see the milden Jungs. They are showing us the wilde Flugmaus, the wild flying mouse, untested again. And here's the big premiere. So this is Batman. It's a team from Syria. Jan Schleder is a pilot.
Seit der Volksschule, da haben sie sich kennengelernt und bringen jetzt die wilde Flugmaus.
I already love these guys.
I mean,
jawohl, die Mitternachtseinlage von vor 10 Jahren nochmal nachgespielt vom Matura-Ball und jetzt geht's gleich los hier.
If you were part of this team, you would love it. Mask on, hands waving, left to right, to left to right.
The only thing that I'm slightly confused about is it was Batman, but their machine is actually called the Flying Mouse. Why not just a bat? I mean, I
genuinely don't know.
I'm lost.
I don't know why I'm trying to figure out their answers.
Here we go then. As they head towards the end of the runway, the flying mouse, will it fly? No, it won't, but the distance from the pilot, the dive was impressive.
The dive was very impressive from him.
That's what we have come to see at Red Bull Flugtag.
Look at that.
Look at this.
Adds drama.
The dive did not look that impressive from that angle, but I assure you it gets better.
Oh, the bat looks scary.
There. Not quite pencil-esque. Decent score from the judges, though, for the performance, 41.
Hat die Jury perfekt minutiös vorbereitet.
Yeah, and the burger really surprised me going back to that. And now they actually have one of the furthest distances and really amongst the most points. So that was really cool. Now, if you're building a burger and it's about flying, do you believe you can fly? Or do you believe you can fly when you have the burger? I don't think they believed it. I mean, we talked about that before. And I think that we were really surprised that it worked so well, that the distance was so far. Well, and of course, you also heard it when the pilot was on there and screaming, "It's gliding, it's gliding." Yes, I think they were really surprised surprise themselves. The surprising sensation. And now we're at Apps Fly. This is number 19, just not to get lost. And they are giving us an FG Fly and 50, so Fly and 50.
So Kaz, I've learnt in the last little while, 30 seconds or so, that in German, flying mouse is a bat. There you go. There you go. You learn something new every day.
This is Ebbs Fly. They have said that they are high-level brake pilots, and the time management for their craft didn't work very well. But they built it together.
Here we go.
And they want to see it fly. They're off.
This is fast.
It will go.
Speed.
Come on. Oh, not too bad.
Great speed, actually.
Not too bad at all.
Really decent speed there. They went for it. You can tell they've been practicing. Look at that.
Yeah, that flew.
In comparison to what we saw a few moments ago.
Yes.
Limping over the edge. Let's see what they get for the performance, though. 9s and 7.
There's
43.
One
That's so harsh, isn't it?
There's always one.
Ich sag dir das, der Mike ist brutal streng. Ich sag dir das, der hat so viel TikTok-Follower. Der hat einfach schon zu viel. Dem ist es eh egal. Okay, ja, dem wird's wahrscheinlich.
So I think it's really difficult to see, you know, where the pilot is, how that works. But I think it's really difficult because, of course, you can do the math, you can think about it, and then in practice, you're not really going to practice before, because otherwise you're going to break the object, the device. Well, that would be full commitment, right? Still training and then building it again. But hundreds and hundreds of hours of construction. I think I really want to see the current charts. Can we see that? And here we are. Here we are. The Flügelmeter are still at 110.
Vor den Rexes, da war die gewaltige Bühnenperformance mit dabei, Flying Limone und die Freiwillige Feuerwehr Weißenbach bei Haus ist auch noch mit dabei in den Top 3.
So we can see there, the Space Burgers have managed to slip into second place. The Rexes as well on 100, just above the Flying Lemon.
So I think the Space
Flying
Burgers
Mothers,
definitely a
though,
surprise.
still out
Right? Yeah,
in
the
front.
creativity was amazing. We saw that in the morning.
Wow, look at this phenomenal skydiver. I've got to say, considering I talked about my fear on the platform, I could never skydive, I don't think. Have you ever done it?
Never. I would only do it if I was on a plane and it was going down.
And together with our other pilots, they actually met right there on the ramp.
Nein, der geht auf die...
Der geht auf die Weite. Der geht auf die Weite. Und es landen schon, einer ist gelandet, habe ich gesehen, und der ist auf Performance gegangen.
Also alles dabei bei den Red Bull Skydivern. Und ich glaube, wir haben jetzt ein Interview mit Carina und Dominik Thiem, wenn ich mich nicht irre.
Right here they are. Here he is, the number one, Dominic Thiem. Dominic, it's great to have you here. Red Bull Flugtag 2021. How have you liked it so far? Have you enjoyed it? And also, what is the feeling to see so many people, even in your own hometown? Oh, it's of course fantastic. It was so much fun. I'm here for the very first time. I only know it from television before, and the atmosphere is incredible. And also, of course, the weather is perfect for this day. And I think definitely since Corona, it's one of the very first times that we've seen so many people in one place, but it is so great to see that. And also, of course, the shows they put on there on stage is just fantastic. It was so much fun, and I'm really looking forward to the next flying object. So, when you were judging as the Flugtag expert, what were you paying attention to? The performance, or the dress, or the objects, or what were you looking at? Well, I think all of them were super entertaining, but then of course you also had the extra little something, the Freiwillige Feuerwehr from Weißenbach, I think it was. They had the biggest fan club. I think they also got 2 or 3 extra points, but it is incredible what the people come up with creativity-wise, and of course also some bravery, some courage belongs to it as well, because of course it's 6 meter. Right, Dominic, thank you so much, and see you soon. Back to the studio.
Oh ja, also alles, was Rang und Namen hat heute in der Brigitte Nauer Bucht.
Right, so everybody who is somebody is at the Brigitte Nauer Bucht, and of course here you can see it. have some people joined by boat, and just having that flair again, having that event again. I mean, of course, besides the fact that we see some incredible ingenuity, some incredible creativity, it's something special, right? Yeah, of course, the atmosphere, as has been said, was incredible. I'm so happy to have been there, to be here right now. It was just such a fabulous day, and really the atmosphere, you just have to be there to experience it. Well, we started out here 30 years ago, right? We had the first Flugtag back then, and back then, of course, just like today, of course, it was about the maximum distance. It wasn't about world records necessarily. And then 2013 happened, right? 2013 in the United States, in California, Long Beach, the Chicken Whisperers took off, and they achieved a world record, 78.64 meters, 258 feet. I think that is their own contraption, right? Otherwise, it wouldn't have been allowed back then. But this is what a perfect Red Bull Flugtag looks like. Clemens. Yeah, I mean, of course, before I came here, I looked at it because I could not believe that they achieved that distance. And Anna and I, of course, funnily, we had somebody, on our mentor team as they were preparing their flying object. And so we actually went to Vienna to give them some tips. And they told us that some things are no longer allowed, like, for example, having the pilot hang under the flying object. So that's, of course, now I believe, a huge disadvantage, because the center of gravity is now further at the top, and so the thing can tilt even further, or even more easily. Yeah, and we saw that with the ice flyers, they had to change their strategy overnight, because they wanted to have the pilot hang under their object, which is not allowed anymore. And with that, of course, the entire flying object is a completely different one. Yeah, you have to be able to improvise, and I think also the construction and the way that they work, maybe you have to make the wingspan wider to give it a bit more breadth, and just like you were saying, you cannot train it, you cannot test it, you will always be surprised, I'm afraid. Yeah, and the surprises continue. I think you guys are actually going to be able to go back outside and see the surprising highlights. Thank you very much for being here, for all of your expertise and your enthusiasm. Thank you so much for that, and enjoy the rest of the day. Yeah, it was great to have them here, because of course you can really think about also how can you build a device to build as far as possible. I mean, the rules are quite tricky as well. You really have to stick to the rules and not just build the maximum distance. Well, Goldie, but easy. Everybody can do easy. Well, not everybody, but easy is easier, I would say. Now we're moving to our reporter in the sun, and she is there. Karina, over to you. Yes, we have Mario from the Coolie Moolie crew next to me. Mario, how do you like the Red Bull Flugtag today? Well, I have to say, it is mind-blowing, honestly. We were already here in 2012, and of course, lots has happened since then, but luckily, we're back. In this particular year, we made it back. The weather is incredible. Of course, we brought it from Styria, and it's just incredible. Ah, right. So in Styria, of course, you always have sunshine. Now, you guys also invested lots and lots of time. How did you prepare for the Flugtag? Well, of course, because of Corona, we had a lot of time to prepare, honestly. We had a really positive attitude, and time-wise, how should I say? If some person alone would have to do that, you couldn't pull it off. And that's why we are a crew, and if we stick together, we'll manage. Right, thank you very much, Mario, and enjoy the night. Back to you in the studio.
Die Drehleiter ist wirklich unbezahlbar. Stell da mal Meisterstunden in Rechnung, da kommst nie hin, was die alles bauen. So, jetzt kommt dann da Zeltfeststimmung auf.
Right, we're back then with the Flugelhorn 2.0, Kaz.
Oh, I love a little prop. I've already said this.
You do. So what we're seeing here, we've got someone who's got a tuba, a trombone, a clarinet, and a trumpet.
All the instruments.
Brass band. Although I
think
a clarinet's a woodwind, but anyway.
I feel like when people don't want to dance, they just get props.
Yeah.
And then they hold them like their kind of crutch or blanket, and they kind of just wave their props around.
A comfort blanket. Well, look at their machine. It actually matches the prop. So we can see there, it's a giant tuba.
Let's see if it'll get the wind underneath it.
Oh, come on.
does look impressive.
It really does. Look at the sky. There's not a cloud in it in Vienna there. It looks absolutely beautiful.
Pilot's pumping himself up. Will he fly or will he crash? They are off.
Here we go. Not the fastest. I don't... Oh, actually... Oh. There was a little bit of promise there, but it kind of just rocked and went backwards.
Wow, I'm in shock at seeing all that gold just crumple. It just crumpled in front of us.
You're disappointed that it's not made out of solid gold. Is that what you're saying? Fair enough. If it was, it probably wouldn't fly very well.
I mean, it sung like it was made of solid gold.
There we go. As we see here, he tries to lean back, but then he goes too far. And then that's kind of that, really.
It's so difficult because they only get one go. It's not like they can practice.
Yes, and as they were discussing in the studio, actually, I don't know if you heard, in previous iterations of Red Bull Flugtag, the pilot was allowed to be underneath the wings, therefore giving you more, in terms of centre of gravity, you can have the wings above you, which gives you more chance of flying further, whereas now you have to be on top of the wings. Let's get the thoughts here quickly. Well, it was very brief. Very brief thoughts there. I'm pretty sure he just said, I'm fine, I had a fantastic time, I've loved it, the crowd are great. You know, the usual stuff that people say.
I'm not sure he even said that much.
Right, there's the scores.
There's a 10?
Look at that. 46 total for Flugelhorn 2.0 from our judges.
10 is quite generous, I think.
For the performance, don't forget, not the distance or the execution. The judges are judging solely on the performance before they head off the end of the runway.
Yeah.
But they bought props. You said you love props.
I do love props, but they just bought a prop.
Just going back on yourself now.
I do love a prop. I just don't know if a prop's worth 10.
Right, okay. Here we go then, Spitzbaum.
Spitzbaum.
And their machine is called the Flying Moo.
Very good. Oh, okay, this might fly really far because I think he's going to pour some Red Bull.
Ah, there we go.
The cow. We've seen that this worked previously.
Exactly what the sponsors were after. Into the pilot as well. Pass some of it over here, my friend. I'm parched.
GG geht immer.
See those 20 and 30? We're yet to see those today.
I know.
It's the first time I've seen them in the wide shot. Come on.
I have hope, though.
Stammtisch, 14
Maybe
Mitglieder,
not
Zimmer,
for the
Schloss, Maler, alles was mit dabei ist, hat auch
Speak for yourself. I'm going big on this. 50.
50.
50. The tongue's out and everything.
It is out.
Unter 10 Meter,
Oh, the horns are going.
This is great.
That is great.
Here we go. This is going to be massive.
Oh, will it now?
It will be utterly massive.
Oh, very good. Can you fit one more in? No. Pressure.
I'm out of cow puns.
You could use the horn one if you want.
It's too dangerous. Too dangerous right now. Right, here we go then. Let's see how they do. Good speed. Will it fly? Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Better than I thought.
Much better.
Because it's hard to judge, isn't it? When you look at a craft like that where it's kind of round and looks heavy.
It's covered. That's it. It's covered. So we think it's heavy, but it could be very light, and that could just all be paper.
So this is for the performance then from the judges. I thought he was going to give a 1 there. That's harsh. 48 for Spitzbaum. High fives all around. A total score of 94. Not quite good enough to break triple figures, but they'll be happy with that. Let's have a look at the replay then, Kaz.
Oh, the tongue is coming out.
Yeah.
Pilot looks concentrated. And they go pretty straight down. But, oh, it looks like the cow is bracing himself.
The cow's like, no!
From that angle, you can't see the distance.
No.
But the distance was solid.
I think they got decent speed. So if you get decent speed, that gives you a little bit, even if you don't have the lift.
With the Flugtag expert, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Nick Bright.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
He'll be competing next year.
Listen, If I had the ability to do so, the know-how, the friends as well, I would most definitely. I do have friends, I should point out. I mean, the friends that would do it, who have the know-how.
A call for friends for Nick Bright.
That's not what I meant. But listen, if you want to be friends, we can always connect on social media.
Ah, well, I'm guessing that this is chicken attack.
I reckon this is going to be clucking good.
Oh, very good.
Terrible.
Wir starten mit der Performance. Los geht's.
You would not, looking at that sky, you would not think it was late September.
No, this is great.
Oh, look, I can do this.
Okay.
Chicken attack. Now, they are 14 members, so we can only see a few of the members there, but there's 14 members and teaching assistants. They're all students from the LAV 20, and Marlene is their pilot. She was the one clucking around with her wings.
I see.
She's the non-chicken.
Can I just say, their machine is called Looping Louie, and if anybody is familiar with chickens, they will know that notoriously chickens aren't great at flying.
Yes.
They are birds, but they're not great.
Right. Weird fun fact, I have a bit of a fear of chickens.
Ah, so you want them to fail, is what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying it's that flapping energy where they look like they want to fly, but they don't fly.
Is it just chickens or just birds in general?
The flappy kind, the
Right.
ones that soar, I quite like.
So you quite like it,
eagles
yeah?
And, yeah.
An eagle is cool, you know,
yeah.
a hawk.
Yeah.
What about a pigeon?
No.
Not a fan. All right.
Flappy.
Right, okay.
Oh, jeez.
Parrots.
Chickens are the worst because they don't fly at all.
Right.
But they do all of the flapping.
What about a mallard? Nice duck.
I'm hoping this one
More bird
doesn't
chat
just
for you on the
flap.
other side of this. Right, let's have a look.
To soar.
Looping Louie heading towards it. Oh, it's tipping over.
Whoa!
That is an interesting turn of events we've seen here at Red Bull Flugtag in Vienna. A disastrous takeoff.
A twist. Literally a twist in the tail.
Wow. That's the... let's have a look at that again. What happened? It just...
Oh, someone wasn't... Because they had two on one side.
It slid
and
off.
only one on the other side.
Well, it slid off the platform at the bottom, we can see here, and then the right-hand wing snaps. Therefore, you're not going to get any distance because you've got no lift. It almost took out one of the team members as well. I mean, there was... Look at this. What's this for a view? That team member there just saved his bacon, and then it took the camera out, nearly ended up in the water. No distance. But I mean...
Marlene, bless her, this is the point where she realises.
Yeah, disastrous. But let's see what the judges...
Hello, Roland
well, we'll
David.
get the
You were
judges'
the winner
thoughts
of the
in a few
second
moments' time. Let's
Flugtag,
find out what's happening
right?
in the studio.
Yeah, well, I mean, of course, the big issue, as you guys were discussing, is you know, you can't really test it. I think that's the big common factor here. Well, they seemed that they were prepared to the very, very last detail. Well, I think somebody actually came with a small helicopter and that actually fell below the ramp. That was minus 0.5 meters. I think that was also some sort of a record. Now, you back then, when you won, how did you prepare? Because, of course, you didn't really know either, right? I mean, you were a pioneer. Well, I actually brought something. Oh, hang on, we'll see the performance here. Yeah, look, this is actually a piece of my flying machine that I kept. I saw that on a picture of my grandfather. He was a professional flyer in Salzburg, and then he actually told me a lot about that. And so I went to the DIY store and I got these wooden chips, and it was so heavy that I had to go to this little cart. I think I was the first person who had the cart. Ah, right, so the type of acceleration is basically coming from you. Oh yeah, I mean, I just couldn't lift it anymore. Right, so oftentimes you were forced to make great decisions, right? And also you were able to have 4 people to push you. Now it's only 3, and it was 46.5 meters back then. I think that's kind of just worked out back then. Well, and now of course we see the current contender, but we still do want to go back to history because, of course, especially if the history affects the present as much as it is. But here is B. Meyer from Vorarlberg with Jonas Wohlgenannt.
Oh, look at their little stingers
And again,
on the back there. Don't they look cute? But they look cute, but this machine, this aircraft, looks like the bee's knees.
Oh, very good. But has it got a sting in the tail? We'll find out. As the bees wiggle down the runway, let's have a look. It's not great.
No, it really isn't. We've seen a lot of plummet and roll.
Yeah. That's the new technical term in Red Bull Flugtag.
It's a little plummet and roll.
Again, I had high hopes.
At least he took his shoes off.
Yeah. Save your trainers. Let's have a look at this from this angle, down below. Dropped straight in. All that hard work.
It looked beautiful.
Yeah, over in the blink of an eye. For the performance then, they get a score of 40 for B. Meyer.
B. Meyer, Team 21 hier beim Red Bull Flugtag. Ja, da gibt's ein super Vorarlberger Lied, das momentan sowas von abgeht. 079.
And a total score of 96 there, so not bad.
So why is it so difficult today to make a distance the way that you did it? I mean, we're seeing 10, 11, 12 meters, but you back then were also able to hang under the contraption, right? That was a big difference. Yeah, back then I was already flying kites in Salzburg many, many years, and I knew that it was much more stable, and I also knew the kind of profile that I needed to do, right? So a thick and long profile for the flight. I just had a good feeling, I'm guessing, because I was an actual like kite flyer, right? Because today we saw lots of people starting out that basically had an aeronautic background, but due to the fact that they had to sit at the top, which you really don't do in aerospace, that really didn't work out. Yeah, and I also remember that I think you were sitting on something like that from ATL from Eisenstadt, right? And I was sitting on that and I was thinking, oh my God, it's quite brave. Right, but now the rules, of course, have changed, saying that also for safety reasons you're not allowed to sit under it anymore, under the device, and I think that's why it's just easier if the center of gravity is below the machine than at the top, because if you're at the top and you're just a little bit off, it has huge effects.
Learn to fly.
Learn to fly.
Which the name doesn't bode well. I think you should have learnt before now, guys.
But look, they're all pouring Red Bull into their aircrafts.
I think it's fair to say, so far we've not seen that work that well, though. Maybe they need the new, you know, cactus Red Bull, the cactus flower one.
Perhaps.
Watermelon one, something.
But they've been very creative. The penguin has a fish in his beak. I would love to know the statistics on whether pushing your aircraft or doing this rope pulley system works best. Because they've all done different...
Yes, I've noticed. I don't think there's an exact science, to be honest with you. One thing I do know is get some speed up. Here we go. Learn to fly. Let's see what you got. Oh, it was okay. It wasn't the fastest, but as we can see here, it wasn't bad.
No, didn't do it for me.
Not happy. We can see there, their craft has got a fish. Penguin craft's got a fish in its beak as it lands in the water. Here's what the judges thought for the performance. The score there of 43.
You're 10 in the middle. Wie war's eintauchen?
Perfekt. So wie es sein soll.
So wie es sein soll. Du, schau mal, 43, Weite. Bitte, Zwischenapplaus für die Weite, 10 Meter.
And a total score of 89. Below the 90s there, so not great for them. But at least they've had a fantastic day. I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, he looked very chuffed.
I always think it's really interesting. Like, do you look at a burger? Do you look at a burger and think, oh, a burger can fly? Or would you look at an unidentified flying objects like these colleagues right here? I mean, what do you do, right?
große Abstände in der Annäherung.
I think they have very different approaches.
As we see our next team then, these are hats off is the translation.
I would have loved to have seen them practicing this choreography.
It looked, I mean, they seemed to all finish at the same time, so there was choreography there. It wasn't just a free-for-all.
No, there was clapping. They were moving their toe to heel.
And as I mentioned earlier, if you've just joined us here on Red Bull Flugtag, my co-commentator Caroline Di Reyes is actually a ballet teacher. She knows her stuff when it comes to the art of dancing. Unlike me.
You can throw some shapes around.
I really can't. Nobody needs to see that.
Well, they're on the platform. They look ready to go.
They're using the pulley system that you mentioned earlier. Let's see how they get on, Kaz.
They're picking up a bit of speed. They're flying a bit more.
Oh! The giant hat!
That looked very good.
I think that might be the best we've seen today. And I would never expected it from a machine shaped like a hat. Although when a hat catches the wind, it does fly.
It does. Wow. Well, I take my hat off.
Oh, very good. Very good.
I take my hat off to them. One of them fell.
They fell. I mean, they gave it their all in the run-up. No cap.
They did. They did. Oh, look.
Look at that.
It's a fancy hat and all.
There we go. My only question is it flew quite far, but obviously it touched down into the water and then skidded on a little bit more. So the distance will be measured from where it first touched the water.
I think that is where it's measured from.
Rather than from where it ended up. So therefore, let's find out how well they've done. They could be contenders for the lead.
Yeah, I feel like it's similar to the Olympics. It's
long jump, yeah.
Let's get an interview with the pilot, who's got to be so chuffed.
That was an awesome jump. How do you feel?
Reaction.
I feel great. I feel great. Finally, I can cool off here in the water. Yeah, so he seems good. Everybody's happy. All good.
The judges are on their feet. This is the first standing ovation we've had.
This is going to be big. They might take the lead.
Oh!
There we go.
Taken the lead.
50 from the judges for hats off.
Wow.
Let's wait to see the total score, though. 103. So not quite in the lead, it would seem. They needed to get, off the top of my head, 110 to take the lead.
You're right. Yes, it is 110.
From the Flying Mothers, who still lead here at Red Bull Flugtag 2021. But that was a fantastic performance.
He stayed so still. Let's see the studio.
Right, I mean, you can really see that it's very stable, right? And that he just managed it. I mean, back then, how many kilos did you end up with total? Oh, I don't know the kilos. It was just too heavy, I should say. Right, because now it has to be 120 kilos, including the pilot, right? Oh, I think we only had to have a total wing distance of 10 meters, and we didn't really have any limitations, you know, material-wise. I mean, here you can see this is from the DIY store, and yeah, I just went to a friend in Salzburg, asked for support, and he was saying, oh, just buy this wood, it's the cheapest one, it's poo brown, nobody wants it, so just get it, that's really good.
Perfekt für den Flugtag. Und wir sind jetzt schon bei Mädelsabend.
Mazelband. They have got their tutus on, they're ready. Come on, girls. Oh, look at them.
I would very much like to be in this team to don that outfit.
They're Wonder Women.
I'd look good in that.
You'd look great in that, Nick.
Thank you.
Oh, the music is changing.
I keep going on about it, but the soundtrack today in Vienna has been superb.
Oh, she's lying down.
That could be a good tactic.
Okay. Let's see how this is going to go. Look,
On the belly.
female team, they're running. They're gaining a bit of speed. Can she fly? Will she do it? Absolutely not.
It's a no. Especially after what we saw from Hats Off.
It was a complete nosedive from takeoff. Wow, and
Somersault.
she flips.
Yeah, lovely.
Maybe she'll get an extra point for the flip.
Let's see it again from this side. Little somersault there at the very end. Here's the judges' scores for the performance. 43 there.
7, 8, 9, 9, 10.
Bit of a mixed bag.
Bit of a mixed bag.
I think it's fair to say there as we get another replay here. She's already holding her nose at this point.
They were saying that in the studio, that a lot of the female pilots hold their noses as they go down. Noses?
This is looking great. This is looking great. Also, the variety of dives is great now. Well, and David, thank you very much for having visited us. Oh, no, it's all good. I actually showed my kids. I brought them along today. I motivated them, and they said they're going to do a girls group as well. Right, the next generation. They are highly invited. Right, thank you very much, and see you soon. And I think Karina is right there at the starting ramp. Oh, Karina, how are you doing? What's going on out there? Right. Finally, I too can come here. Now, usually you need a life vest, but I said I'm going to behave properly. And right behind me, you can see the last couple of participants preparing for the rest of the day. And as you can see, it's getting more and more creative. Here, we have a Soapy Green bike, a proper bike that's about to take off, hopefully, and then hopefully have a long distance flight. So we are coming close to the end, but it is a ton of fun. I really don't know what I've earned, what I've done to earn this, to deserve this. We're really looking forward to the next participants and back to the studio.
Bereiten wir uns vor für Soapy Green, den nächsten Flug. Es ist schwer, sogar einen Überblick da zu behalten, weil es geht dermaßen Schlag auf Schlag. Aber was wir sagen können zur Einordnung, also wenn du da angreifen musst schon fast Höchstpunkte in der Performance lösen, musst schon bei der Kreativität von dabei gewesen sein und das Teil soll fliegen auch noch. Also da musst du ein Superlativ rausbringen, sonst hat man da heute vorne keine Chance.
Ja, so wie es jetzt ausschaut, sage ich mal, jetzt musst du schon wahrscheinlich 15, 20 Meter Flug noch ausreißen.
This day has been absolutely phenomenal.
It's not over yet.
The blue skies, everyone's got, you know, look, they're in little tops, the sun is shining, they're watching friends, family. Some of them might just be there for the fun of watching complete strangers, but it's just so feel good.
Do you know what I'm ready for? I'm ready for Red Bull Flugtag in the UK.
Well, we've done it a couple
I know. I'm ready.
No, I don't know if we've done it in the UK. I've definitely done Soapbox in the UK.
I am ready for it to be here in the, you know, it would be superb. I think the crowds would be amazing. But equally...
But would you want to go into the River Thames?
We would have to do it in June or July. Right. Soapy Green is our next team. And we can see here.
Oh, look at their choreography.
Oh.
Brilliant. Oh, look at them.
I like the outfits as well.
They're trying hard, which is good.
I need one of those outfits to put underneath my t-shirts so that it looks like I've got a six-pack.
We've learned something today. Nick likes a fancy dress costume.
Yeah.
It's been a tutu, but he'd also like to wear a Superman.
Well, I just like to have options, you know. Right, an impressive-looking machine, I think, this. I think in terms of flight, this could give us some distance.
This does look very impressive, very pro.
This is what I'm talking about.
Another great tune.
Looks good.
Oh, it's got a bit of a bicycle, so he's going to help speed it forwards.
Talks the talk, Kaz, but can it walk? Or bike the bike?
Yeah, it might just bike the bike.
Right, he's focused. Here we go. We need some big speed from Soapy Green as they head towards the end of the runway. Will it fly? It kind of did.
It kind of flew.
I think that, do you know what? I think they could have, I think they needed a little bit more speed. They backed off a little too early for me. If you watch on the replay.
Let's watch the replay. Here it comes.
The guys pushing backed off with a little bit of runway to spare. I think they could have pushed it a little further and just given it a little bit more speed on takeoff. You see it better here. Look there, they pulled up right there.
Little bit more oomph could have done it.
I think it's fair to say that their machine got totally destroyed on entry into the water.
Yes, it did.
There. They pulled back far too soon.
They did, but it wasn't a complete nosedive plummet. It was kind of a diagonal go down.
Yeah. Descent.
Exactly.
Rather than falling off the edge of a cliff like we've seen some of the teams this afternoon.
So not bad. Let's see what the jury make of them.
Here we go.
Oh, they're in pairs.
They've got it good, haven't they? In the sunshine. Fridge full of Red Bull behind you.
Yeah, they have got it good.
44.
That's a little bit lower
than
I was expecting.
I should say, if the Red Bull bosses are listening right now, nice fridge full of Red Bull behind us next time would be great.
I think what's difficult with events like this is it's all based on what you see and what you think and how it's, you know, your judgment of it. And I think particularly as the day goes on, it changes your mind.
Yeah.
Other performances.
Yeah. So, these guys, Flying Sushi, look at their machine. It is impressive. It's a dragon head. The wings are made out of seaweed, not really, but it's seaweed. Then there's a ramen bowl in the middle, and then there's dangling sushi underneath.
Where is the sushi?
You shall see it, hopefully.
Is that meant to be salmon on the back of their... Are they meant to be sushi rolls?
Yes, they are indeed meant to be sushi rolls. That's a seaweed for the wings.
Right.
A ramen bowl in the middle.
Right. Oh yes, ramen bowl. Where's the sushi hanging off?
Well, hopefully we shall see in a few moments' time. Careful you don't snap it while you're getting in.
Oh, is it someone's 30th birthday?
Potentially.
So, der Pilot ist oben, der Kameramann sollte weg, weil sonst ist auch weg.
Here we go then. Let's see how Flying Sushi get on. Will they actually fly? Here we go. Oh, it's a bit of disaster.
Oh.
An absolute disaster at the end of the runway there.
Flying Sushi. They didn't even make it into the water.
Look what happened here. It got caught in the webbing on the side of the runway. The pilot done a somersault off of the top over the dragon's head. Let's look at it from this angle. It will catch him by surprise, that's for sure. Look at his face. He's bracing for impact here. And then head over heels. Tried to hang on. It wasn't going to happen. A belly flop into the water. That's probably that's the most disastrous we've seen yet. Yet the judges for the performance enjoyed it. 47 for the performance, which is what happens before they start pushing, remember. And then the total score will be more reflective of what we've seen, 88.
Oh, his face.
He's hanging on at this point. Then he does a somersault. He lets go and then he belly flops. Watch this.
It's almost a double somersault.
This must have hurt.
Oh.
But that's what the fans have come to see. They've come to see.
The side. I feel like that stings.
Yes, that will be sore. Most definitely. They've come to see the courageous as well as the calamitous, that's for sure.
Very good.
As our studio presenters clearly have a laugh about what they've just seen. And the sun begins to set in Vienna. Beautiful settings for Red Bull Flugtag 2021.
Just is.
Sunglasses on.
Summer wings.
We'll take it, yeah.
Everyone looks like they're having such a brilliant day.
Well, it's almost like the perfect thing to do on a Sunday. Meet up with your friends, be in the sunshine, and watch some
people fall into the Danube.
Some madness, for want of a better phrase.
Gall plants. I'm loving this headdress.
They're in the morph suits again as well. They're off on a stag do after this. Is this Bare Necessities, but in German?
It does sound like that.
I think it might be from the Jungle Book.
It does sound like that. I really want to know who came up with the choreography.
What would you award this then, using your putting your dancing hat on?
Well, the performance, they're trying. They have tried to do some leg work, some footwork, there was some arm stuff, and they've been very creative with their headdress. Very impressive.
There you go.
Can't copy them.
It's a 10 from Caroline Din Reyes. Let's see how they get on with this then.
Looks great from there, doesn't it?
It really does, actually. As he whips up the crowd into a frenzy. Here we go then. Takes one last breath as the launch begins. We're heading towards the end of the runway. Will they get some air on this?
Yeah!
They will! Decent distance because of decent speed.
That did very well.
Very good.
One of the better ones that we've seen today.
Unfortunately, the headdress has looked a bit better. There we go. As the team just let go of the craft, dive to the floor, and then the pilot heads off into the water. The craft smashes into a million pieces, but he doesn't care.
He doesn't. He held on, lying front forwards for a long time.
It's almost like a skeleton or a luge. Which way round would you go? Would you go on your back or would you go on your front?
I think I'd want to see the landing maybe, so I think I probably would go on my front.
Right.
But I might put feet first, and my head to the back, so I might lie on my back, but going, but watching.
Yeah. 10s all around from our judges there. 50 for the performance. It's big. So now they're in a position where they could threaten.
That's huge.
For the top 101, so they've broken 3 figures. Not quite enough to go top of our leaderboard.
Yes, because our dinosaurs were
105,
103, 105, yes.
And the Flying Mothers are on 110 at the top of the leaderboard. So that is the score to beat at the moment.
We just get very excited when we see all 10.
Well, when you get 50 from the judges, it puts you in a position where, because the distance was good for those guys as well.
It was.
Here we go then. Pumpkins. I'm here for this already.
I mean, it's almost the season.
It is indeed almost the season. Halloween heading towards us very, very quickly. So now
they've just grabbed props.
So JZB Berndorf is the name of this team. Wait till you see their machine. The machine is called the Giant Pumpkin, with G on the end, because it is a giant pumpkin with a crown and everything. It's a king.
King Pumpkin.
It's a king, yeah. And they are actually the Giant Pumpkin national champions, the European runners-up, and after that they've told us exclusively that the Flugtag title is the next thing that they want.
Well, they mean business. They've got serious goals.
Here we go, the Giant Pumpkin. Will it fly? Oh! That was good.
That was good. The point of entry into the water was quite far today.
As we see it here again, the Giant Pumpkin. Does the crown stay attached? Of course it does.
It's a king.
A king never loses his crown. Let's find out what the scores on the doors were. As we see it again there. Splash. Okay, so 48 from our judges.
Schau dir die Weite an, Wahnsinn, 12 Meter, hey!
And a total score of 97 there, not quite enough to threaten our leaders.
Yeah, because let's not forget that it's just 1 point per meter.
Yes.
So distance is important, but it's not the only thing.
It's not the only factor. We must be heading towards the business end of things now, and the Flying Mothers will be watching every single performance very, very closely indeed.
Der Pink Tischler.
Do you want the translation?
Yeah, go on, give it to me.
The Pink Carpenter.
Oh.
There you go. That's why they've got saws.
Very good.
So, for this, I think this is always the kiss of death, really. This looks like it could be a decent craft. As long as they can get some speed, the wingspan is there. The wings are deep as well. I think they can get some lift. Let's have a look at the performance, though. Of course, the Pink Panther song playing now, which makes sense. Some choreography for you, Kaz.
Oh.
So he's got a plane. Those two have got saws. He's got a plane. All tools that you need if you work in the carpentry trade, of course.
Pink suit like this is a strong look.
It is a statement, isn't it?
Yes, and they're pulling it off. Oh, look, the machine's dancing as well.
Wow, so the machine has got the ability to move the rudder.
I wasn't blown away by that performance. It wasn't, you know, the T-Rex with the fire and the somersaults.
Okay.
But they had props.
Do you know what I think?
They're in a pink suit. They tried.
I think the dancing was a little bit wooden. Honestly. I'm sorry. Right, here we go then. The Pink Carpenters. Good speed. Well, it's not bad. He fell over. Oh, it's too heavy. The machines. The distance isn't bad, but if it was a little bit lighter, I think they would have got a little bit more distance on that.
Oh, look at him. He looks happy with himself.
Yeah, he's pleased with that. Let's see it again here. I mean, two of them fell over. They were really going for it. Because those are big wings. They're wide, but also deep, so you can get a lot of air under there. Decent amount of lift, but I just think the machine's a little bit heavy. let's hear from our pilot then to see what he thought of that.
I'm supposed to ask you, did you actually pull the tailplane? No, I actuated it. I think it gave us a little bit more distance. I think it was good. Right, so perfect construction. Sure, perfect construction, perfect design, perfect everything. And we flew. I think we're going to be good for the first place, maybe? Well, we'll see. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you.
Did he mention first place there? I mean...
Confidence.
Oh, look, quite a few nines.
You have to be in it to win it. 46 from our judges there. Let's get the total score then. See if they can break 3 figures. 94, they can't quite get there. So first place, not attainable for the Pink Carpenters.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're right. It did kind of fly a little bit. It did fly a little bit. We've got to give them some credit. It just wasn't quite enough
to go all the way.
Tough life. Tough life, this Flugtag.
Right, we should see the results then. So here we go then. The Flying Mothers, 110, top of the leaderboard. Space Burgers in second place on 105. Hats Off, 103. Ghoul Plants in fourth, 101. Chicken Attack, 101. The Rexes, 100. So they just, you loved the Rexes, didn't you? That's where you wanted, you really wanted them in the top 3. The Flying Lemon as well there, and we can see here, bringing up the rear. Well, in the 90s, it's not terrible.
No, it's not terrible. Fish and Jibs with 95, and B Meyer with 96, TT Trek with 90, Learn to Fly 89.
Flying Sushi, I was hoping to do a little bit better myself. Really want to see them do better. And this should be our final board here. The Ridiculous 4, Team Avatar. Team Avatar's really struggling there. 20 off of 39th place, so they'll be disappointed with that performance, but I'm sure they would have had a fantastic time.
Yeah, it's the taking part.
That's what it's all about at the end of the day.
Feel good vibes. Flugtag is all about fun, laughter, some sunshine.
Another cracking song as well.
A bit of diving.
99 Red Balloons. Great record.
The music has been great.
Someone needs to get the DJ a raise, that's what I say.
He is brilliant. I'm excited to see the ceremony.
Yeah. So, you know, earlier, Kaz, I mentioned that the crafts have to be made out of recyclable materials. We're going to see the presentation in a few moments' time. The first presentation we shall see is going to be for sustainability.
Ah, so the aircraft that is the most sustainable will win this prize.
Indeed.
Brilliant.
Which is fantastic, really, because as a world, really, that's what we need to move towards a lot more. Being sustainable, working towards being greener, being better.
100%, 100%. And we can bring it into sports, we can bring it into events, definitely bring it into broadcast.
And there we have it.
Lehrlings Oberflinger. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Well done to you.
All those languages you can speak, Kaz, and German is not one of them.
It's not one of them.
I can't talk, so I can just about speak English. So the less said about that, the better. I want to see. I'm not ready for this to end.
No.
Oh.
That's what happens.
Dancing Stars.
So we're moments away now, Kaz, from the ceremony for our top 3.
It's been a great day, hasn't it? I've really enjoyed it.
It really has. I would have liked to have seen, if I'm completely honest, I would have liked to have seen somebody break the 20-meter mark. That would have been great.
That would have been phenomenal.
Could you imagine? But I think we'll see, the good thing about Flugtag is there's always innovation. So I think next year we'll see that. We'll see people work with the new rules, innovate, and we'll see people flying even further.
We can only hope. Hopefully the ceremony will be starting now. I'm eager to see the team's faces when they step up on the podium.
Platz 3 geht an Christoph, Markus, Patrick und Johannes von Team. Hut ab! Platz 3
And in third place then, we saw them very, very impressive. Hood up.
They were our flying hat, weren't they? We took our hats off to them.
Very much so.
In third place. Well done, boys.
I never ever would have predicted them with a machine shaped like that they would be on the podium. Honestly.
Oh, looks like a wedding hat.
But really great. Really good entry onto the water as well. I love the fact that it didn't break. They could go again if they wanted to.
They could. It became a boat, 2 in 1.
Daniel und Roman Bostel, Patrick Tischlinger, Michael Elzer von den Space Burgers.
Space Burgers in second position then. A great name.
Delicious stuff.
Oh, lovely. They greased the wheels to victory.
They were great. They were our bacon. Fries, burger, bacon and napkins. Very good.
Very good.
Second place out of 40 teams.
Impressive.
Very happy with that. There they are. Look at the bacon.
The bacon flies.
Very good.
Not quite firm enough to be first, though.
At least we can say pigs flew.
Yes.
And in first place, here they are, our rock and roll stars. You give us the correct name, because you're better at the translation.
The Flying Mothers.
Flying Mothers. Can you give us the German name? We'll go with Flying Mothers. We'll go with Flying Mothers.
I can. If you speak, I'll be able to work it out.
Okay. Well, listen, they gave us a rock and roll performance. I mean, he looks like a rock star. Look at him with his sunglasses, his bandana, and to come here and win it, first place. The Vogelmutter.
There you go.
They look fantastic.
The Wing Mothers. I think it might be the literal translation if we properly translate it.
Oh, I love this. Champagne moment. Here's your champagne moment.
There we go. This is the moment you've all been waiting for. The Champers on the podium. Infused with Red Bull, so I hear.
Oh, he's stripping. He's so excited. He's bathing in it.
I mean, what a fantastic event this has been. Look at that.
So much fun.
For you know, enthusiasts, really, I think it's fair to say. You know, not professional sports people or professionals at all. Enthusiasts who wanted to take part in something. Imagine performing in front of all of these people like they have, having a ceremony like this with pyros behind you, confetti, champagne. It must be amazing.
Totally. And also all of your hard work, because for so long you've been building these aircrafts with your friends, your family. You've had to put choreography into place. And it's all come together on a beautifully sunny day. Perfect stuff. Oh, I love that. I love that bit.
As we see the Wing Mothers, again, the winners of Red Bull Flugtag 2021.
Their aircraft. I mean, a lot of effort went into that.
Here it is again.
The wings, and again, it must have been the Red Bull, you know?
Yeah, clearly. They have been telling us for many years through the advertising that it does give you wings, so...
Clearly it does, and I tell you what, the debate is over. Clearly, keeping your shoes on wins it.
So you would have blown it, basically.
Would have gone in barefoot.
Had you have been there. There we go, entry into the water there for our winning pilot of the Wing Mothers. Let's hear from them.
Yes, they are right here, the winners of the Red Bull Flugtag 2021. And boys, I really think this is the best that you can achieve, right? Absolutely, it is incredible. I can't even realize it yet. It is just mind-blowing, mind-blowing. Now, what you don't know is that I was on the ramp yesterday and I was watching you, and I actually heard anything but a win would have been a huge disappointment. So you already anticipated what would happen today? Well, no, actually not at all. We just knew that we have to look good if we're not going to fly far, but that I was actually going to both work out. We didn't really know. Yeah, it both worked out. You guys look fantastic. You flew far. So how are you going to celebrate tonight? Well, my colleagues are definitely going to party hard, but unfortunately I have to work tomorrow, so I can't really party all that hard, but I think they're going to have enough good time without me, and it's just incredible that we won. It's just incredible. Thanks to the team. Yeah, a huge congratulations, Flügelmutter Red Bull Flugtag 2021, and I think the boys are definitely going to jump down, aren't you? So Flo, it was a huge pleasure. Back to the studio.
Thomas Morgenstern finally in the house.
No, Thomas Morgenstern finally in the house. I have to tell you, we are exhausted. We are wiped out. Yeah, I believe you. I believe you. Wasn't that a dope day? Wasn't that incredible? Look at that. Look at that. That looks incredible with that sunset. Just chef's kiss. What an event. My goodness. It was so much fun. Also being part of it. That was so good. Now, what happened to your challenge? Oh, it was a draw. It was a tie. Unfortunately, I didn't actually see it. Yeah, I didn't actually see it. Well, we couldn't see it. We couldn't see it because we, of course, had one team right after the other. Yeah, but of course, we couldn't just look at that. Now, you have to tell us. You have to tell us about your challenge. How was the challenge? Well, how should I say? Well, first of all, of course, we built our object, our flying object, 4 hours. So it was luckily already a little bit prefabricated in a way, but we finished it. So we had to, of course, figure out a pilot, the music, etc., and all of that within just 4 hours. Really, really short time. And yeah, and then we had to just fly. Yeah, so I was, of course, the pilot. And one thing I'll tell you, I've never was scared so much. You know, no ski jump, no nothing was as scary as with this ramp, with this flying object, with this altitude, and just flying through the ramp, because I knew it wasn't gonna fly a single inch. And so I was just kind of sitting there, and I was thinking, oh my god, just jump. Okay, so you knew it couldn't go well, but you still had to make the best of it. Yeah, pretty much that's what it was. Pretty much. I mean, what was pretty good was the conditions, of course. So it was a little bit of wind, so we got a little bit of lift, which of course is fantastic for a ski jump expert, or even for the pilots. A little bit of wind coming from the front, a little bit of headwind is great, but it didn't help at all. Right, and so how was the tie? Did you end up the same thing? Well, I actually don't know how we ended up with the tie. It was a computer decision. So what was the performance? What did you guys get? And the music? Oh, was it Highway to Hell? No, it was a Flieg, 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 the Flieger song, famous German song, and then then, of course, yeah, Highway to Hell. It should have been that. But also, I was on the ramp. I got the push, and it immediately said, yeah, Highway to Hell. And of course, I know the song from back in the days, right? Vikersund, for example. It was super when he was a world championship for ski jump. And I don't like when you have such a headwind because it doesn't really happen. It doesn't really give a good jump. And so I'm going down the ski jump, and they're saying Highway to Hell, and I'm thinking, no, that's not really a good fit, is it? And, you know, I remember my ski actually broke back then, so I was actually quite happy that it didn't really work, and so, yeah, it really was quite favourably the Highway to Hell, so we actually could do a redo. All right, so you had to really jump over your shadow. Yeah, that, and of course you also have to trust the team. Yeah, but your colleague today, they didn't stop pushing, they just pushed to the very bitter end. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we would actually really need another wheel, another tire, but then when you're flying, it's always about performance, and I think we didn't really hit that on the head, didn't really nail that, but Margie, maybe you can tell us. Hopefully there's going to be additional Red Bull Flugtags in the future. Now, using your experience from today, how and with what would you buy your flying object? Well, there were so many different ones that actually flew today. You know, I mean, if you look at the burger, who would have thunk that a burger could fly? How was that even possible? Or the hat, right, where somebody sits at the top. I mean, of course it was going to be pretty clear that it's not going to work out, but it worked out. It was surprising. I mean, there's the burger. We can see it. Well, I think I really don't want to sit at the top. I want to hang on it like with a kite. Oh, you're not allowed. You're not allowed. Okay, see, yeah, that's tricky. That is tricky. Otherwise, of course, that would have been a good strategy. So, for safety reasons, that's no longer allowed. They used to have that. That was changed. That's also why with Berger, he would have been at the bottom. He would have been hanging at the bottom, but that's why he was at the top. Yeah. Because, of course, the entire device would just be more stable because the balance and the center of gravity are better aligned if you're hanging under it. But that's probably so that you don't fly that far, right? I mean, we didn't get a world record today. That's a bit of a shame, but still. I think the furthest distance today was 13 meters. Yeah, so next time, maybe I'm just going to, start running and jump and make a 13-meter jump. Who knows? Oh, but then also the Poof Maxi, the winners, I mean, they really made it, right? So I think there was a huge height, and then they jumped, and that's what they made 13. But if you look at that, that aerial shot, beautiful. All right, but after this day, I think we've all deserved a cool drink. This was a very intense day, a very high-performance day, and a completely surprising day. Margie, also thank you very much for your participation. Please do pass on your experience. Absolutely, I will write a book. I will write it in my memoirs. I promise you that. Right, of course, we're definitely not going to give up on our dream of flying. Felix Neurater and Marcel Hirscher, they actually offered themselves to fly. Well, yes, of course, but then it continued also. They actually said they want a battle. They challenged us between Andy and myself against Felix and Marcel. I'm telling you. Oh, so they actually continued it, right? Because they started talking about it and they're really serious with it. Yeah, it seems like they're serious with it. I mean, I don't know whether or not I'm going to be another pilot again, but then of course we also have Andy as a pilot. I'm sure we could also get Gregor on board, sure. And then they're going to see. Right, but then of course you guys already have Flugtag experience now, so it's excellent. Yeah, and the other ones, they've just been here for 2 hours. They don't really know too much. So I think challenge accepted, battle accepted. So mission impossible in preparation for the next one. All right, Goldie, also thank you very much for your expertise, for sticking it out with me this crazy day. No, it was fantastic. It was really, really fun. It was a huge party today. Thomas was saying it. I mean, the mood, the atmosphere out there was just unbelievable. So let's repeat that. Also, thanks to everybody backstage in, every single team who participated. And I think we're just going to look at the best-ofs now. The Red Bull Flugtag 2021. It is now history, and of course, the dream of flying is all but over. So, see you next time.
This has been such an excellent day.
Absolutely brilliant.
Look at them all having the best time. I've loved it. your first Flugtag experience?
Yeah, incredible Flugtag experience. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Remember, Red Bull Flugtag 2021, it's back. Hopefully, we'll be back next year. Out wherever it happens, I would love to be there.
Yeah, it goes all over the world. So if you're a Flugtag enthusiast, check to see if it's coming to a city near you. We can't wait to see your amazing creations. We've loved it. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.
This is your captain speaking with just a little flight information. Coming up on the left, the beautiful Großglockner.
Ob heute wird nur nach vorne geschaut, in der Vergangenheit gibt's nichts zum Holen. Nichts, was wir wollen, tun die Lebensgefühl und alle Planeten. Jederzeit, überall bauen wir unsere Raketen.